What's going on, guys? I've been working with Merrick Health now for 6 months. I want to tell you guys that if I had somebody like this when I was younger, I would have made better gains and I would have been much healthier along the way. This is a resource that I don't think a lot of guys starting out, whether they're young or older, should let go by the wayside, because this is not something that was always available to us. So having a provider like Merrick Health to look over your hormones, make sure you're taking the right things at the right times, you're not taking too much or too little, making sure they're going over your blood work and make sure your health is good along the way with those hormones is absolutely priceless. So what I suggest is you go to merrickhealth.com/RBP. It's going to take you to a page where I got my blood panels done. This is the page here. There's a blood panel here for $120. This is just a blood panel that you can get with 53 different biomarkers that'll tell you what your blood work looks like. But you're going to be reading it by yourself. This is more important. This is the blood panel with the consultation. They're going to look at more biomarkers, they're going to look at all your hormones, and a consultant will sit with you and tell you what it means for you when it comes to optimizing your hormones, but also making sure you're healthy along the way. Guys, please use this resource while you're bodybuilding. Don't just ignore your health. merrickhealth.com/RBP. Use code RBP for the 10% off on your first order, and keep healthy while you're growing. Bodybuilding is a great sport. We want to make sure we're doing it in the safest way possible.
What the fuck is this shit?
I'm gonna do the whole podcast like this until you guys want. Until you guys watch it.
I got a million on my last Q&A. Someone asked me what the worst movie I'd seen was, and I said some fucking other movie, and they're like, "Dude, Fouad said that it was good, so I went and watched it, and it was literally the worst movie I've ever seen." I must have had at least like 5 to 7 DMs saying that.
Well, okay, but my timeout. I have to say, at the time when I watched it, when you're going through like all the different platforms, you go through Apple, you go through Netflix, you go through
fucking, you're just like, you couldn't find anything good.
I couldn't find shit. I'm like,
yeah, this was a last resort movie, and it's very indicative of that.
But I still liked it, so I don't give a fuck. I don't care what anybody says.
I'll give fucking Beekeeper Boy a chance, but this is not even.
You didn't watch Beekeeper yet?
No, I'm into a series, so I've been watching that. So I haven't watched any movies.
Why did Mike change his name? I'm waiting until he comes on to hear. I want to see what his response is to my.
I heard what you said. Why the fuck is my camera not working?
Okay, what's going on?
Where are you?
Tell your babe to come fix it.
Camera button.
Yeah, dude, don't you know how to do this yet? It's been like a year you've been on the podcast now.
And then move it to the right.
There he is.
There you go.
Easy, light work.
Okay, Mike. Redemption time.
Beekeeper was okay.
See, it was exactly what I described it as.
I'd rather pluck my eyelashes out with a fucking screwdriver than fucking watch a million miles away.
Okay, Ian said somebody said.
See, someone wrote that I hate Mexicans. Did you send that to me?
I sent that to you. Yeah,
I don't hate Mexicans.
See, Ian had a couple people say it sucked, but I've had a bunch of people message me and say they liked it. So,
yeah, no.
I have a theory. I think all the white people that watch it don't get it.
Oh yeah,
it's like when I you remember the movie Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Yeah, I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, so my wife tried to watch it with me. She's like, "What the fuck? This is so fucking stupid." I'm like,
"Yeah, but that's a movie that I think women would find stupid."
Yeah, but I also think I'm like, if you're not Arab and you're not Israeli, you might not get the humor.
Yeah, but even like watching Borat or something, which I find fucking hysterical. Like if a girl watches that, there's no chance they're finding it funny.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But yeah, in this case, I think maybe if you're white, you probably just don't understand.
Yeah.
Nobody
whites,
if
man.
anybody
filthy fucking whites.
Anybody watching, I'm just fucking joking. Nobody go freak out and write some shitty comment somewhere.
I'm so glad I'm Puerto Rican, not white.
I think Paul forgot that we're on today.
Huh.
Like period?
I don't know. I never know with Paul. It's like most likely he probably just forgot.
He said yes yesterday.
Yeah, I know, but it's today and he smokes weed, so he probably forgot.
Yeah, it's a good chance.
one other. We have Seth Feroce wanted to join because he wanted to make sure that he got a chance to change his picks or look him over before.
That's a good guess there. Make sure to come back and follow up on those picks. Changes, I think today. I've seen some things that have changed my opinions.
Yeah,
big
We
time.
gotta look at everybody again.
Yeah,
we're gonna look at a few more updates that came in. I gotta tell you, the two people that are impressing me the most are probably.
Wait, can I say first, and then we'll see if we'll say it at the same time?
You always say it first, but go ahead.
Well, no, because I don't want to sound like I'm just agreeing with you or you're just agreeing with me. So we'll say
You're gonna
Say it
the
at 3. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, you ready? We'll say the first. Say one name and 3, 2, 1. Okay.
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 I'll count it down.
The first name that's impressing you, Mike's going to count down.
3, 2, 1.
James.
Okay. Now, do we got a second name?
I got a second name that's impressing me that I think is going to be a surprise.
Okay, I agree. Okay, you ready, Mike?
3, 2, 1.
John.
Oh, John.
Matt
told you,
Jansen.
John.
Matt Jansen actually sold. I was already thinking John was going to be better than I had given him credit for. And then when I was talking to Jansen today about it, and he sold me on John being higher than I had him.
Really?
I've had John high this whole time. Everyone shit on me.
No, that's not true. You had him high and then you moved him.
I'm moving him back. that was a motivation tactic on my part.
I think listen, I love John's physique. I really do. I feel like he doesn't get the bump because he's a little smaller in stature when he's standing next to somebody like Samson, Horse, James. These guys are really big guys on stage.
Yeah, but so are Derek and Hottie, and they still beat them.
Yeah,
so
agreed. But Derek and Hottie are also very thick, and I don't know if
John's
James...
thick, man. And from what I've seen, this is good. Like, look, John has in the past has given really good bodybuilders a really good run, like back in 2016.
Yeah,
and I think this is going to be probably the best John we've seen.
Okay, let me just say this before we go on any further. John's one of my favorite people in the industry, so if he shocks the fuck out of everybody and
we'll all be happy either way.
Yeah, everyone. I don't think anybody will be unhappy for John.
No. If you don't like John, that's a you problem, not a John problem. You know?
Exactly. Yeah. No, but strictly speaking of physique only, I think with guys like, think of other than Hottie, think of the next 4 guys. You're talking about, if this is the way it rolls out, you're talking about Samson, James, Horse, Rafa are all tall, big fucking guys.
I agree.
Hottie is the only one that doesn't fit into that group as far as like stature.
Yeah.
So that means John is going to have to compare like to Hottie's thickness.
Yeah, I agree with you. And that's why, based off of where I had him, but, based off 2 things, his history with conditioning and his peaks.
Yes.
And his physical structural size, which are the things that I had bring him down.
Yeah.
But with what I've seen, I think when you look at the pop and the density levels that John has, how complete he is top to bottom, his waistline is super impressive. He's thick front to back. And I think if the conditioning and the peak is good, I think he'll I can see him beating everybody in the lineup except for James, Raphael, and then the top 2.
See, I was going to say, okay, I think
I could see him in 5th, no problem when I really think about it.
Yeah, I also see him in 5th, but I see Horse instead of Rafa.
I don't see that because I'm not basing this necessarily off what I see with Rafa. He did put up that one crab shot in the cool light.
It looks wild.
He would look like he would win the Olympia. But those hotel room shots didn't impress me quite as much. But I still think he looks better than he did at the 22 Olympia. And he was 10th place there, which was beating a lot of guys that I don't think would be, like that he would still be beating now.
Okay, but hold on for 1 minute. I don't count James at that Olympia because James was
no. I'm not counting James at that Olympia.
That's what I mean. So James,
that's why I might have when I'm talking about moving James up, it's potentially moving him ahead of Rafa.
And
James would be the only guy who would potentially move ahead of Raphael. Raphael is just very pretty. He has great insertions. He's got good legs. His conditioning will be good. It won't be insane, but it'll be very good.
You know what I
lacking muscle in some spots, but I think he's tall and he's very pretty. And I think the pro league likes his look, and I think they're going to reward him.
you know I compare Rafa to? He reminds me of Regan. Before Regan started to blow up. Rafa, I don't listen. I'm not.
I think it would still be Regan every time.
Let me just qualify what I'm saying. I don't mean they have the same physique.
Yeah.
But I mean in a sense that they're both very beautiful physiques.
Yeah.
And before Regan started to fill it out a bit, you could see holes everywhere when he was standing next to thicker guys.
Yeah.
I think that's going to happen again when Rafa's standing next to some of these other guys. Seth, how are you?
What's up?
Good day, gentlemen.
Last week you were on with no shirt. Now you're on a tank top. What the fuck is going on here?
I got my shirt here. You just told me to come on.
Just joking.
I got my aminos.
I was
just
rushing.
finished training.
Dude,
I
you
got
can do
my
it.
bag of steak.
You can do it in tank top. I don't give a fuck. Go ahead. It's all good. How are you? You just finished training? You just finished training?
Yeah. Doing well. You guys?
Sorry about the time. Sorry about the timing, man. It's my fault. I thought we were on at 8, and then Mike reminded me we said 7:30.
No worries, dude. This is great. I'm good.
Fuck, I wish I still had hair. Look at that. Even when it's all sweaty and shit, still looks good.
I mean, this is what I got, dude.
You're
God
gonna
bless me.
locks.
You're
I'm
gonna
on
have
my
to
way back, boys. I'm on my way back.
Yeah, but you guys are
I
gonna
thought
have to
you
shit.
weren't gonna cut it till it grew in.
I
Why are
haven't
you
cut.
getting fades done?
Well, I
I'm
cut the
thinking getting
sides.
fades.
No, we agreed
Yeah,
to
leave
get
the
cut.
I
sides.
can cut the sides.
No, we agreed to cut the sides. Yeah.
I haven't
I
cut
want-
the top.
I want full Teen Wolf. I
So-
want entire.
Seth, just so you
Base
know,
of
because
hair.
you weren't on. Ian had his hair transplant last month or the month before, December,
First week of December. Yeah.
and he promised us that he wouldn't cut the top of his hair for 1 year. So we're gonna see what happens to
Yeah,
it.
dude. If you did this, your head just starts to get misshapen.
No, even when by the time I cut it the first time on the sides, I was looking real bad. You know,
Did it grow? Does the sides grow way faster than the tops?
it was initially, and especially because this front bit wasn't growing at all yet. So I had like a bald red patch. I had short hair and long sides. So like it looked fucking awful. So I at least have just been cutting the sides, but the top.
You gotta
I'm-
leave.
no.
You gotta leave the sides and make the handlebars a thing, man. You gotta bring those handlebars
Yeah,
up.
this beard's getting pretty good, so I think I got a handlebar this bad boy. You know.
That's a fucking amazing handlebar right there.
Yeah.
Paulie,
Hey, Paul,
good.
thanks for joining us. Jesus Christ, man.
I'm sorry, guys. Fouad told me 8:00.
No, I
We discussed in the group 7:30, bro.
I
we-
know that Fouad told me 8:00. It threw me off. I thought you guys talked.
I
or
know
something.
it's my fault. I apologize.
I'm sorry.
We were just discussing how beautiful Seth's hair is, and then Ian jumped in and wanted to tell us how beautiful his hair was. But I also want to give some kudos to Paul because he's finally decided to stop going to the barber and just do it himself since he's got no hair.
I did go to the barber today though because it's
Why?
Arnold's weekend. It's
But
Arnold's
nothing-
weekend.
It looks the same.
Arnold, bro.
Yeah, but I had to get lined up.
He
Oh,
didn't
the
want to
beard.
miss.
The beard, yeah, the beard.
Yeah,
the beard.
yeah. Did you go see Igor?
I went and saw the barber too, but just mainly for the beard, obviously.
Yeah.
I got to dye it tomorrow. I'm gonna dye the shit so I
Look
don't
at
look
this. Look at this fresh dye.
so. Yeah, see, I gotta get that shit going.
See this?
Since we're on the half-gay topic, I need to get all your addresses so I can send you some of the soaps that I like.
Oh,
What
yeah.
soap?
You guys can
What-
get included in the personal hygiene side
Yeah,
of
this
it.
is great.
Like-
What are you
like-
talking about? What am I missing here? What are you talking
Yeah.
I
about?
was talking about it last time. How he was specific with his soaps and shit. Remember?
Yeah, you guys were saying you're
that's
dyeing
right.
your beards and all that stuff.
That's
I'm
right.
fucking with you.
Yeah, we
All
asked
right.
him what his like kind of gay thing was, and he said he likes like nice soaps and stuff. You know.
Really?
Is it fruity soaps or is it still man smelling soaps?
I think it's gender neutral. Mhm.
Well, because I just
Gender
say
fluid.
because
It's
I have like
it's like hotel soap.
see I have like this vanilla coconut body wash I use and it's very feminine.
I love
But
That's-
Oh, that's
sounds
great. I'd be
so
all
gay.
about that.
Anything vanilla. Vanilla all day.
Big vanilla guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Sign me up.
Huge.
Paul is like vanilla milkshake's his favorite thing in the world,
I love it.
which
And
is
vanilla
like,
ice cream. And vanilla
which is-
ice cream.
yeah, that's,
Oh, you did mention that last time.
yeah, it's boring as fuck, but whatever. Anyways,
Bitch.
we got right into the Arnold talk as soon as we started today, so might as well just fucking roll with it. Before me or Mike or Ian say anything, Seth or Paul, whoever wants to go first, since we've had some updates in the last couple days or last week, has anybody jumped out at you that you didn't expect to do as well all of a sudden?
I mean,
Nothing unexpected.
yeah, and the only thing I saw Rafa like full and pretty
Yeah.
peeled. Like
Yeah.
he looks
That-
pretty nasty at the updates today.
Yeah.
And then Horse MD, dude.
Yeah.
Man, is he fucking big.
Yeah.
He's really big. If he pulls it together these last few days, he is going to look wild.
Mhm.
I'm going to venture to say Horse is going to be third.
Yeah.
Because this is why I'll give you guys my justification. He has the same physique Samson does.
There's
They
a lot
both
of
have,
similarities.
listen, there's a lot of similarity. They both have massive legs. They both got good arms and great shoulders. They both have a great waist. Samson has a bigger chest, but they have the same back.
Yeah,
Well-
but then Samson's a little taller and has a better waistline. It
They're the
changes.
same height. They're the same height.
Really?
Same height. The same height. They're both big, statured guys with amazing aesthetics.
Yeah.
Samson does have a slight advantage in waist for sure.
Yeah,
But,
the
uh,
waistline is
But
definitely.
horse's ridiculous quads kind of make you overlook his waist, I think, from the front.
I think if Horse is in shape, and you got to think of this too. Let's say they give Samson the win or second, right? Let's say he's in one of those spots. And let's say he's not as peeled as Hottie. That kind of makes an argument for Horse, even if he's not 100% peeled, to also be lumped in with that group.
Well, I think that we always say that being the most peeled competitor isn't going to win you the show. And I think like whenever you look at Samson and whenever you look at Horse, you're like, okay, this is what we're talking about. They're aesthetic physiques. They're big. They're massive. They flow well together. And they might not be as peeled as Hottie. Hottie is like the anomaly of like big, hard, dense, peeled. And then you have guys that are like, well, look at Samson, this whole beautiful physique that people cannot take their eyes off of. And I think Horse follows in there and Raph is there, but he's not as big and large as those guys. But I think we're going to see a diverse group of physiques, but I think that Samson, Horse, I think that if he nails it, if Horse nails it with everything and doesn't like spill over or anything, I think he's going to be.
Well,
I
the
think
other
he's
one,
phenomenal.
the other one we were talking about, Ian said John De La Rosa's.
We'll pull up. James' most
One
recent.
sec. One sec. I will. Ian was saying John De La Rosa's latest updates are more impressive to him, and I was
didn't
saying
see any of John.
I was saying James. James is a. I
We
think this,
both agreed on James, and then I said De La Rose as well. You said Horse as well. Yeah.
I think this is the best James I've ever seen
I agree
agree.
110%.
because he finally looks like he's as
He
peeled
looks
as can
fucking
be
humongous.
and still full. Yeah, yeah.
It looks like he's starting to fill out again. Like about a week or so ago, it looked like he was a little flat,
But I
but
mean,
now he's
look,
starting to fill out.
There's one thing that having Milos in your camp is going to do is fucking get you full, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Like,
like
look at
I don't
Yeah.
remember seeing James's skin this thin
No, look at this, man. That's popping. And this is a few
Yeah.
days too, you know?
before guest. I mean, people are like, well, he's been that shredded before, but not since adding all this muscle.
Yeah, but he's also not been that shredded with this level of like pop. Like, look at that.
Yeah, this is a crazy condition.
That looks
like it.
fucking sick, man.
It seems like he's having a really good prep too. He seems
People
to
don't
be.
realize, like, look, James looks big here, but all of us that have seen James in person is way fucking bigger than you think.
Yeah, James
Yeah.
is
Like
impressive.
this is 270 in this condition. James is like 5'11", maybe closer to 6 foot, fucking big, tall guy, you know?
Look at that dude's back.
Yeah, he's very impressive.
And
Very
we
dense.
can only expect him to just get fuller and fuller over the next 2-3 days, you know?
Mhm. He's still training crazy heavy too.
Yeah.
I was
and
thinking
the fact that he
about- we
looks
were
this
talking
full
about
in
it-
training.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
We were talking about that in the office. I haven't followed James, close enough with all of his preps. Does he always train like this intense leading into a show, or is that something they were doing for him
He's
and
pretty
Branch?
well known for his training, but I mean, obviously being in the US and training with Branch and stuff, he's probably given it a little extra gusto, you know?
I
Yeah.
think
Yeah, I didn't know if he's gonna if his physique, if it's gonna inflame his physique or make him hold a little bit. I didn't
I
know. I was just curious if that's how he normally does.
I don't recall James ever training this like savagely.
Yeah.
I think it's more of a thing. He always trains with a lot of intensity and he always trains very heavy. There's no doubt he trains hard.
Oh yeah.
But how do I want to put it?
Savagery was a good word. you know?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's savage.
Intensity,
like
whatever.
Branch Warren style. He doesn't train that way. I think that's
I know.
just
Like,
because
look,
he's
I think, doing it on, Sunday, Monday, even Tuesday is not going to be a big detriment. I think if he continues training like that Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Wednesday, Thursday, I guess the show's Friday, right? Do they compete Friday or do they just Saturday?
prejudges
Friday.
Friday.
Saturday.
Pre-judges
is
Friday.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I would probably chill on training like that after this point. But I mean, even there though, we saw, like he still looked dry and full and hard. If I was trained that hard, you know, at 5 days out and my food wasn't super duper high, I would look like a fucking string bean.
You know what's
I'm
funny?
just asking questions because I need to get knowledge because I think I might be the one that's got to shave my fucking head.
Wait, but it's interesting we were talking about this though, because this is something we've been trying to stress on this podcast for like fucking 3 years. If you're not ready for the show a week or 2 weeks before the show, the diuretics are not going to fucking do anything. Any trickery that you do the last week is probably not going to do anything. James can do what he's doing because he's so fucking peeled that even if his body is inflamed a little bit, it's not going to hurt him.
No,
Like
see, I think the only concern any of us have with James is the fullness and pop, not the conditioning. You know,
I know.
I'm not worried about James being hard and dry. I'm worried about him being hard and dry and a little flat. And when you're that big and you're a little narrower in the clavicles with that, you need that pop to really make that physique like sing, you know?
100% agree. I guess what I'm implying is when your body fat is that low and you're already pretty full, you don't have to do any trickery the last week. You can literally add a little bit of carbs every day, do a little bit of walking on the treadmill, and just kind of coast into the show.
Yeah.
When you're a little bit fucked up and you got like you still got some body fat to lose, and you're doing two cardio sessions a day the last week, and then you're trying to manipulate carbs and water, that's when you have a chance of fucking up.
Yeah.
So I think what Milos and John, or Milos and James have done that's so perfect is they honed it to a point a week before the show so they can just kind of cruise in now.
Yeah,
That's what
he was right.
That's why I think his peak
I
is
know,
going to be good.
Steve, from experience, I'm sure you can agree that almost all my best looks were where there was like by far the least being manipulated in the last like 10 days to 2 weeks, you know?
Mhm.
Well, I had a really good look with a lot of fucked up manipulations. Like I'm talking insulin loading.
See, I never did any of that.
Listen, all I'm saying is this: it can work, and it can work really well.
Yeah.
But the problem is, there's a flip side of it working, which happened to me the
Yes,
following year.
there could be high reward, but there's also high risk.
Exactly. So you're almost better off doing it the way James and Milos.
Like I remember, I won New York Pro doing zero. You know, I did no diuretics, no water manipulation. I did a very basic carb up, and I did nothing other than that. You know.
Yep. Seth, did you ever have preps? Because I've had both. I've worked with so many coaches. I've had a lot of manipulation. I have no manipulation. I know you work with Ani.
One question just to intervene here, because to give more context, is who did you work with when you were competing? Like who coached you?
I work with Hani.
Honey.
You did work with Hani. Okay, that's what I thought. I just wanted to make sure.
Yeah.
Hani always played it safe, but before Hani, did you ever have any manipulation, any bullshit or no?
No, I was as basic as possible. Whenever I competed, I had to make weight. Like I had to do make the 190, 198 for light heavy.
Yeah.
And then I had to make
202.
Right.
Yeah.
And when I tried to make 202, that's when it got fucking ugly. Like if it was 212, it would have been better because I remember being 3 weeks out and being 209 in the morning. And Honey's like, I hate to do this, but we're about to get ugly. And I'm like, what's that mean? I don't know what that means. He's like, it's gonna get nasty because we gotta pull 7 pounds off of you, and it's not gonna be fun. And I was peeled crazy shredded. So, and then that was me being young and dumb after that.
I don't think people know. People used to call it Feroce shredded when you were competing because of how shredded you used to get going into shows.
Fun. I miss it so much.
This is you here. This is big legs, flat upper body, but it's Seth.
Yep. That was at the Toronto show when I fell apart.
That was your last show, wasn't it?
I was at that show.
You did open too, right?
It was that was nationals there.
Yeah, you and Cedric got your pro cards here, right?
Yep. Yeah, there's a picture of he and I down there. That's one of my favorite pictures. The one right there. Yep.
Look at his face.
Yep. That was a good time.
Look how shredded you are here. Look at your fucking chest, glutes, everything's fucking.
I miss it every day. That's I'll say this. So I've been training with Young Ty, or the one guy that we were going to do the
look how dry this is here. Fuck.
Yep, that's nationals.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go on. What were you saying, Seth?
No, I was saying that whenever I came on the first time here, we were talking that young kid that's in customer service. He's training for the Pittsburgh, and you were like, "Well, why don't you help him?" So over the past 3.5, 4 weeks now, I've been training with him 2 to 3 times a week.
Yeah.
Bro split all the way. And I got to say this, dude, I have fucking missed training like this.
Yeah.
I have missed it so much.
Yeah.
I'm like Oh, it feels so good. It
Let
just
me-
feels good to be a meathead.
Let me
Yeah.
ask you. Let me ask you this: did you up the dose a little bit just to show him who's boss?
Yes, I did. I was doing 100 mg every 4 to 5 days for the past 3.5 years. It'll be 4 years in April. And I was like, all right, everything's
Every
been
other
going
day.
so well for me. I'm
Thousand,
like, fuck it,
thousand.
let's start doing
I know my body.
200 mgs every 4 days. And I was like, yeah, it feels good. So
Yeah.
I'm having fun. I want to see.
I'll
I
throw a
just-
pre-workout Anadrol in there, you know?
no. Don't start that fucking rumor. But it's just been fun. I've been having a good time. And to be honest, I'm just like, I want to see what happens to me over the next 12 weeks or over the next 10 and a half now.
So I know you're doing this. I know you're doing this back to old school bodybuilding campaign, kind of with Axe and Sledge.
Yeah.
Are you doing that too, like in your diet and everything? Like, are you eating like a bodybuilder again? Or are you still doing your like salad and chicken shit?
Nope. I am back to fucking eating like eating
Like a
5
man.
meals a day.
Like a man.
I'm eating like a man. 50% vegan. I woke up 216.4 2 days ago, and I was like, man, does that feel good? I'm still doing 30 minutes of cardio in the morning, but it just feels good to be a meathead. It's fun. Like I did the month of mayhem and the CrossFit stuff for a while, and I was like, dude, fuck it. 12 weeks of training like a meathead, eating like one, having fun, living the bodybuilder lifestyle. I want to see if my physique can still handle it.
So just while we're on the topic, because I think it's important to note. So you've dealt with some health issues that you've been very open about.
Mhm.
Now, obviously, going to 200 milligrams every 4 days on testosterone is not going to do anything to your health. But do you think? But so just hear me out, because I know some people are going to be like, "Well, it'll raise your blood pressure, blah blah blah." I don't think 200 milligrams is going to do anything. But my question is more so in terms of eating and just gaining weight. Are you worried about that at all affecting your health in any way?
No,
Or-
go ahead.
I was gonna say, or because you're staying lean, or do you feel pretty good about everything?
I'm not doing anything too crazy yet, food wise.
Okay.
I'm eating 5 meals a day. My portions are 6 to 8 grams or 6 to 8 gram or ounces of protein.
Yeah.
And then like a cup to 12 ounces, like a cup to a cup and a half or 8 to 12 ounces of potatoes at 4 of the meals. So, I mean, I'm not doing anything too crazy. I still do my cardio every single day. I do one functional workout where I spend an hour just sweating my ass off.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Seth, do you do any of the trendy shit like sauna, ice bath, any of that shit?
I mean, I love my sauna. The medical saunas sent me an infrared sauna.
Yeah.
I do that twice a week. I do it in the evenings, and it helps me with sleep so much.
Really?
Yeah.
I was skeptical at first. I just like going in a sauna because I sweat.
Yeah.
But then I noticed that, dude, it has helped me with sleep and just kind of with the stress of work and all that shit. It just kind of helps me settle down a little bit.
Mhm.
But I don't do anything like I have a very like I don't know how to say. I guess we all would all have like not addictive personalities, but OCD, or like you get into a rhythm and you're like, this is the best thing for me in the world. I'm not going to deviate from this. So I'm like, a couple days a week, I do this. And this is how I'm.
I used to do
Balance.
that. Hani hates that about me. I used to do it to him with everything. He'd make one little change, like we were in the off season. He'd be like, change your rice to pasta, and I would change it to pasta, and I would gain like 10 pounds. I'm like, that's it. It's the fucking pasta, and it'd be like, it's... next time he would change, like he'd be like, add a little olive oil, and I'd gain like some weight. He'd be like, it's the olive oil. That's
It's a missing thing.
yeah. Every time he did, like I made a change and I fucking grew, I was like, that's got to be it.
But there's one of the guys here. His name's Corey. He's our IT guy. And like I was helping him with like he's trying to gain weight. He was like 170 pounds. And then he did his first psych when I was helping him with nutrition. I'm like, dude, you have to eat.
Yeah.
And he was like, I'm not a big fan of eating rice. And I'm like, well, you better get to be a fan of eating rice.
What else you eat?
And then he got tired of it. And I was like, hey, do 2 meals of pasta a day. Like, switch it up.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden he did that. And every single day 6 meals a day, he was eating red
Pasta.
meat and pasta. And I'm like,
Yeah.
bro, no.
That's
no,
the way to grow, baby. That's
Yeah.
the
How old
bulking.
is he?
dude.
That's the Hoss diet. That's how you get fucking huge.
Oh, yeah.
You're fucking
I've done full off seasons where I literally ate the exact same meal 6 meals in a day.
dude. Well, what me and Hani actually did, for people who want to know, is brown rice pasta. Because if I ate white rice
Yeah.
pasta, it would digest too fast, and I'd go fucking hypo. But I ate brown rice pasta like literally 5 meals a day, and I just had breakfast was like eggs and oatmeal or something like that.
Yeah.
But that brown rice pasta shit, mix it with ground beef and a little bit of olive oil and pasta sauce. Fuck,
It doesn't work.
I was
It
back
doesn't
there
keep well
giving,
though.
I was back there giving advice to the people up there, or the
Yeah.
people in our, all the young guys gaining weight, and they were
Yeah.
talking about, being tired of eating this meal where like they're eating pasta and red sauce and red meat. And I'm like, bro, you're gonna get all fucked up, too much indigestion. They're like, yeah, I noticed that. I'm like, yes, okay. You need to start diversifying. Like, you can
Yeah.
make your own like chicken fried rice and like do
Yeah,
things up and switch
Yeah.
it up. And I
Yeah.
was like, what about rice noodles? You guys do rice noodles?
Yeah.
And they're like, I've never done rice noodles. I'm like, dude, I do
That's
rice
the way to
noodles
go.
twice a week, this and that. And then they told me that you're big on rice noodles.
Yeah, that's my thing. I love it.
Love them, dude.
Yeah.
A little bit of soy sauce, the salt, fucking down.
You know the other thing, sushi rice is a lifesaver.
Yeah, you love that stuff.
Oh yeah, you can hammer so much of that back.
Dude, sushi rice is like the calories are way more dense,
Yeah.
but it doesn't taste like fucking sand. Like it's
Yeah.
not. It doesn't get dry. It's fucking delicious.
Yeah.
Anyway, now I'm getting.
I've been actually doing a nice like a 1 week Arnold prep too.
Yeah. You're already shredded.
Bodybuilding workouts and a little more food. Just gotta like fill out.
Oh,
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
trying to like get
Hey,
jacked
me
for
too.
the booth. Yeah.
Bro, I saw you rubbing down the elephants, dude.
Oh yeah.
Who was that vacation?
Hindquarters.
Yeah.
Hindquarters of the elephant.
I was just thinking, if this was me, where would I want mud rubbed on me? So I acted accordingly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cool vacation.
That's logical.
No, it was cool. I mean, they're fucking huge. That's for goddamn sure. Yeah. No, it was definitely a cool experience. I have to say though, I got the equivalent of food poisoning from interacting with the elephants.
Wow.
It's funny. When I was in Thailand, I didn't worry about like, obviously I didn't drink the water, but I mean, I might as well have, because I was drinking drinks with ice and I ate street food all day and like never had a problem digestively. And then I went and saw the elephants and they're like, they get fucking water in their trunks. They spray you in the face and there's fucking mud all over your face. And you're going in the water with them that they're like fucking pissing and shitting in, like bathing them, And I had like fucking mud on my face and mouth and stuff. And the next morning I woke up, I was fucking shitting my pants for like
Oh no.
Are
5 hours.
these like elephants in the wild, or are you at like a sanctuary or something?
It's a sanctuary. Yeah, elephants actually are very aggressive creatures. They're not very friendly. Males, they said like 99% of them are extremely aggressive. Females are a little less so, more like 70-75%.
Right.
And these ones that live in the sanctuary and the guys that live that like tend to them, they live at the sanctuary with each elephant. So say there's 5 female elephants that live at the sanctuary. There's 5 guys there and they have their little huts there and the elephant stays outside and they live there 24 hours a day, taking care of one elephant for its entire life.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
Huh.
I thought the reason they were so aggressive is because they're like family animals and they don't.
Yeah, no, even if
they're
they're
very
alone,
protective.
yeah, to some regard, but they're not like the friendliest thing, even if they're just by themselves.
So how does the sanctuary get them to be so calm?
Well,
drugs.
they're drugs.
Yeah.
No, they're
Do they
like
use drugs?
They're like trained, right? They're like a
Oh.
trained
Well,
dog.
they usually-
Domesticated.
They're domesticated to some regard. They live with a human trainer 24 hours a day that takes care of them. So they obviously build a higher level of trust with people than every single other elephant that doesn't interact with people 24 hours a day.
Okay. Yeah.
But
They're
even when we interacted with them, sorry, one sec,
Yeah.
they kind of had us like warm up to the elephants. Like it's like we would go up and we would feed them in a specific way and then kind of walk away. And then we would do a little more. And then like over 2 hours, you kind of built up to like getting in the pool and fucking with them,
Okay.
So it wasn't like just right off the hop, like get in the water and fucking rub mud on them. They're like, no, you kind of got to build up to that,
Makes sense.
Don't they
pretty
take
cool.
don't they take in all these animals at a young age? It's the same reason why you see like lion sanctuaries and the lions are fine with their trainers.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. So I don't know if these elephants were at sanctuaries previously or where they all were.
Yeah.
But some of the elephants they had here, they'd only had for like 3 to 4 years, and they're 55 and 60 years old.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
elephants live a long time. Like they
Yeah.
live old,
Yeah.
old. I was like, so.
Dude, I didn't know they lived to be that old.
100, you know.
Like how old?
I'm not sure. Maybe we should Google that, but I think they can live over 100.
Really?
How old do elephants live on average?
84.
65 years.
65 is average. Okay.
Yeah.
How
So
about turtles?
Turtles live longer, bigger ones for sure. Like those like sea
What,
tortoises.
what kind of
Yeah.
what kind of turtles are you
300.
talking about, Paul?
It's sea turtles.
Over 100.
Yeah.
Is that good? Does that satisfy your?
Yeah.
Definitely well
I'm
over.
good. I'm good. Thanks.
What about in humid environments? They live longer?
They
No.
adapt. I think they adapt, Mike.
Sea turtle estimates ranging from few survive to adulthood, with estimates ranging from 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 10,000. Sea turtles' natural lifespan is estimated to be 50 to 100 years.
Okay.
Okay. There you go.
Wow.
But most of them die.
I thought it was longer than that.
I wonder how.
They die because they're hatched on a beach, and then they have
Yeah.
they go out into the ocean as babies, and then most of them die or eaten by something. You never seen that? So a turtle will hatch like a fucking 100 eggs,
Billion of them on
and
the
they'll
beach.
bury it. They'll bury it in the sand,
Mhm.
and then when they hatch, they climb out of the sand. They go into the ocean,
Mhm.
but they're eaten by a predator, or
Oh.
they just don't
Kept
make
on
it.
by
They don't
fucking tourists or
They
whatever.
don't. Yeah. They don't make it.
How the fuck did we get on this? Seth of the bodybuilder again. How do we get on turtles? Oh, Ian rubbed elephant shit on.
Ian
Oh,
rubbed
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Nature.
Okay. Where were we? John De La Rosa. No,
Yeah.
James, and then John De La Rosa. Yes. Okay.
I didn't see the recent updates from John.
Me either.
This is the most recent thing we have from John.
Oh, that looks good.
He looks. This is a really good John, man.
Yeah.
And look,
Oh.
I've stood in this room posing. This room doesn't make you look good.
Really?
This lighting in this room, I have pictures in there. I don't look great. Like this is, if he looks this good in that room, I'm trusting that he looks pretty fucking awesome.
Bro, he looks way better there than he does right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's in the same room, standing against the same backdrop.
I don't know, guys. I don't know if I'm convinced.
I'm sold a little bit for sure.
Sold on what?
That he's gonna be an all-time best John.
No, but what does that mean?
Really?
Sold on what? Placing where?
Right around top 5, between 5th and 6th.
If it's
4th and 6th.
if it's all-time best John, he is 4, 5, 6.
Okay, I'm going to show you the part that scares me. This part.
Yeah, but John's great from the back on stage.
I don't know, a little shallow in the hamstrings.
I don't know. I never really noticed that on stage. That's not a great angle for displaying your hamstrings, you know?
Yeah. I'm being hard on him, I know, but even from this angle, it doesn't. I don't know. The upper body is very big.
Yeah.
And
No,
full.
I think his legs have definitely been better in his life. But I think as a whole package with conditioning and density and everything, I think this is going to be a very good John.
Yeah. John, don't hate me. I'm not trying to shit on you, I swear. Yeah, I don't know. 5th, eh? That means
I think he could edge out Horse, to be honest. I think
Yeah?
it'll be close.
Oh, you're going to lose this bet for sure.
Well, I didn't say I'm putting him ahead of Horse. I said
Okay. Now the truth comes out. Okay, let's go here for a second. Let's just, before we see any more,
we'll look up the Rafa to picks too.
No, 1 second.
Akeem too.
We're gonna look up everybody. I just want to go here for a second, and then we'll make some changes as we go. All right, Seth.
Ah,
Well, we don't need to look at this until we've looked at it.
I want to look at it. 1
Mhm.
second, Seth. I just want to know if you have any changes here that you envision before we look at any more people.
I mean, yeah, there's going to be some changes. I want to see. I haven't seen anything from Shaban lately.
He has pictures. Yeah,
What's that?
he has an update.
Yeah.
Okay, I need to look at those.
Akeem does as well.
I saw Akeem
And Justin too.
and Justin too. Yeah,
That's Shaban now.
He looks solid for sure.
Does he have any rear shots up?
I mean, look, I'll say this: if we're raving about De La Rosa, this is in the same category, if not better, because he's far more conditioned,
He's
and he's
really
just
dry.
and he's just as complete. So if we're gonna put John in,
It doesn't flow the same on stage though. He's not got that same shape and flow to it, you know.
dude, the guy's hard as nails. He's not even filled out yet.
I need to message Patrick and get like the 100% lowdown on John here, you know.
Like once this is filled out,
Well, that's fake, yeah.
no, this is fake. This is his actual physique.
Yeah, that's not this prep, but yes.
Yeah, that's not this year.
No, I know it's not this year. I'm just saying, like, this is what it could look like.
Right.
This,
Yeah.
Oh,
to-
for sure. Look, Siobhan's amazing. I mean, Siobhan placed top 10 at the Olympia before.
right. So I'm just saying, like, I don't know how much size he's lost, but he doesn't look like he's lost size to me. In fact, he looks like his upper body now matches his lower body, which was crazy because his lower body was
Yeah.
far bigger than his upper body in the past.
The only thing that doesn't look quite as good in the past as it did to me is his arms. Other than that, I don't see any regressions. I think he looks great. Yeah.
Mo's weakest point was his back, wasn't it?
He's
I
still
believe-
pretty decent from the back.
Yeah, I haven't seen any back shots of him.
Shots here
Let's see
somewhere.
if I can find a back shot down here somewhere.
But that was an area that that could have come up for him in the
I mean,
past.
that's a fucking nice physique, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Mo's awesome, man, for sure. I mean, he's won a few shows. Like he's been to
Yeah.
the Olympia many times.
Yeah.
I mean, look at that. I mean, he stands.
That's me. That's me there.
Yep.
What was it?
Yep.
Far left, yeah.
Let's
Green.
see. Let's see. Let's see.
I hit a nice front lad here, you know. Wait, let me get in the pose. Give it another second.
All right, move on.
Okay. That's Shaban. I'll go to Seth. You said you hadn't seen Akeem.
I saw Akeem. Who was I going next on there?
We'll look at them all just for the.
Raph.
This is the one I think people were blowing their load
Yeah,
over.
this is
Yeah.
fucking. If
Yeah.
he actually looks as good as that, he'd win the goddamn show. But I mean, that's a crazy picture. You know,
But then the tricky thing is, I think where's the hotel room shots? Is it no?
you have to go to tagged. He didn't post them.
He's here.
Down there on the right. Down on the right. Yeah.
Like here, I'm like, oh wait a minute, that's not the same picture as we just looked at.
Look, I love Rafa, but this mustache is way too goddamn Super Mario. You know,
Yeah, it's very intense.
it's
Yeah,
very
it's
like
Very intense. That's
It's
a
very full and long.
Yeah, it is long, from one side to the other.
Yeah, yeah.
Like I
These are
said before, like I said
certainly not
before,
the most flattering photos. No,
I just his physique is beautiful, but
he's still a
He's-
little thin up top. Yeah,
he's a body. He's like, I know people are gonna shit on me because he weighs way too much to be classic, but he's like stuck in between classic and bodybuilding.
Yeah.
It looks like he has a physique that's like too big for classic, but not necessarily thick enough for bodybuilding.
look
It
at
is-
the
it is
look at the other photos
improving,
there in the center bottom row.
Yeah, but then you look in perfect lighting and you're like, holy fuck.
Yeah, I know.
Like this looks like a totally different person.
Yeah.
That chest is wild.
And then look at this fucking waist. Like the
Yeah.
lat sinks into the fucking like this is beautiful.
Yeah, he's got a really good chest, that's for sure.
I mean everything though, like the way the back sinks into his fucking obliques.
Yeah,
like,
not many guys can look that nice and round and full in a crab like that, you know?
Mm-mm.
I don't see many people pull this off that well. This is like Phil Heath shot.
That's
Yeah,
a tough shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look how thick his chest looks.
I
Look
know,
at
his chest is nuts, man.
that is insane.
I would have killed for a chest like that.
Dude.
don't
Let
know.
the video play. Does he hit any other poses?
I know, I'm gonna see like during the pose. One sec. It's like this was after a fucking cheat meal carb load of something, man. He's fucking
But this is tonight, right? It says 5 hours ago.
I think this was yesterday. They might have posted this 5 hours ago, but I thought I saw this yesterday, or was this
Oh man,
today?
this looks really fucking good. I know this is goon lighting, but like this looks awesome.
This is the lighting where this is the same place where me, you, and Sam
Yeah.
were posing. Yeah, like this is fucking crazy. This line here.
How
Yeah.
how big is he? What's his weight?
Yeah.
I think
I
he's
think
like
he's
two.
like in the 250s, 260s.
Is
I
he
was gonna
that
say.
big?
I was gonna
But
say
he's,
50.
he's not a short guy. He's like 5'11. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that whenever, I mean, it doesn't really matter, but I don't know, standing next to somebody, because this is insane right now.
Well, that's what I said before. I think you guys got on is when he's standing next to James,
James.
Samson, Marcelo, It's like, okay, wait a minute. Are we able to pick out some holes now? Because
Yeah,
now
but you could say that equally on both ends, because where he will be exposed, he will also expose others in terms of his
Not true.
shape, his flow,
Not
his
true.
waistline. You know, in terms of like say James's ab development and pop versus his, you know,
James,
and detail and quad separation. You know, certain things like that.
James maybe, but he is not going to expose Samson and Marcelo for shape because both those guys have
Samson,
awesome shape.
absolutely not. Marcelo, 100%. Yeah,
No, dude. Okay, let's go to
Marcelo
Marcelo.
doesn't have that kind of waistline, man.
You don't know what you're talking about.
I 100% do know what I'm talking
You
about.
100% don't.
I'm actually the best picker on the show, so I think
No,
I know.
you're not.
Picker.
Number one picker.
Okay, this is a bad waist. This is what we're talking about.
No, I don't think that. I think it looks awesome in that shot, but I don't think it looks necessarily that good in every pose all the time.
Dude, look at this shit.
Yeah, sure.
How are you saying this is a bad waist?
I'm not saying it's a bad waist. I just don't look when you're blowing out your air and flexing your abs, everyone's waist can look good, but I don't think that's how it looks in all shots. And we know that from the show he did before. See, that looks like a bigger waistline to me.
That dude's a big motherfucker.
I don't
Yeah,
think so.
he's
Yeah.
huge, but I think that is not a small waistline.
See that back shot? There's another one there.
The back is his weak point for sure.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
how about that one there, Fouad? Is that a recent one?
Which one is that, Paul?
The back shot with his buddy there taking the cell phone shot?
I think this is more recent. Yeah, this looks
Yeah,
like
That was like
ago.
last week or something. Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know,
Like
dude.
he-
I know
that shot's crazy.
like his waist is not big.
No, I don't think it's big, but I don't think he's like a shape god like Samson or Raphael.
Listen,
You know?
Raphael has a smaller waist, but he also has smaller everything else.
No, I think he has a bigger chest. I think the only thing
That's it.
I think his back is equal, if not maybe slightly better, and his legs are really great too. I don't think he's smaller than him in
Dude,
that large. of a
Marcelo's legs are twice the size of Rafa's.
Yeah, but that doesn't necessarily make them twice as good. Ramy has the biggest legs in the goddamn world. It doesn't make him like, you know what I mean?
Everybody who saw him in Prague were like, his fucking legs are as good as Samson's, if not bigger.
Yeah,
Like they're beautiful. They flow beautiful.
I agree that he has awesome legs, but then I also agree that he is still missing a lot of stuff up top.
Okay, but hold on. But that's part of the illusion. If your legs are humongous, then your waist can be a little bit bigger than Raphael's. If
Well,
your legs
yeah.
are also bigger.
Yes, if you also have it in the shoulders to create the X frame. If you have huge
All right.
legs and a wider waist and not the size up top, it doesn't necessarily help you the same.
Yeah, but he does have the shoulders. That's what I'm trying to say to you. Like when you look at,
I don't know.
when you look at this, you're like, that's an X frame.
Yeah, look, I'm not disputing that he looks awesome. I've had him in the top 4 the entire time, but I don't think.
Look at
there's
this.
still some flaws in there that I saw in the first show. You know,
Look at
his legs are outrageous, man. Obviously.
I haven't seen this since Kai Green.
Yeah, I mean that photo there is just fucking bonkers for sure.
That's a cool shot.
Yeah, that's a really cool shot.
I don't know. Like this was last year. This is Prague.
See,
And
like look at his-
there. Yeah. when he's not flexing, I agree with you.
Yeah,
Right? It's that he's got a little bit wider waist, like the obliques
Yes.
come out. But when he gets into his shots,
even there, that looks a little wide to me.
that looks wide to you.
No, not there, but when he was transitioning up to it,
Yeah, that's
How
what I'm
about
saying. Let's
that looked great.
let's play it through. Let's play it through.
Yeah, I want to see if he's got a front lat.
You know,
The ab and thigh he should probably vacuum it instead.
Yeah.
His chest could be thicker.
I don't know. I don't see Rafa losing to this at all. You know,
Yeah, it's tough. You know what? I'll give you that.
I think he looks absolutely amazing, but I don't. I think Rafa's a really, really, really good bodybuilder.
I'll give you this. Rafa has a wow factor in that everything is even. Like his shoulders and legs are even in that. So he's very balanced.
Yeah.
But I get more of a sense of a wow factor, complete wow factor when Marcelo comes out.
I understand the wow factor, but I think from judging on a bodybuilding stage criteria with Olympia level judges, I don't think that's what's going to beat Raphael. You know,
Now, I don't know, because when I look at Derek and Hottie, like me and Paul were just talking about this the other day. I think when Derek beat Hottie, part of the reason was that wow
Versus that
factor.
Wow factor. I don't dispute that. Sure.
Yeah. So I'm saying, like, I think when you do have, it's like I think of Chris Cormier and Jay Cutler.
Yeah.
Chris Cormier is like an amazing bodybuilder, but he's just complete everywhere. Nothing
It's
like
very complete and there was no wow factor. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
And then you see Jay with these cannonball fucking delts and like
Crazy quads and
yeah. So you're like, you get this like, holy shit.
Yeah, or like Nick
So-
with his arms. Like, I get it.
Right,
Yeah,
right. So I just wonder if that might be the difference. We'll see.
I think Rafa's shape and his quads are his wow factor. You know,
I think it'll depend on how big that difference is between Marcelo's size advantage over Rafael.
I think
Rafael's going to have the
I
balance
don't
of the
think it's
shape.
going to be relevant at all.
Paul, you've
No.
been pretty quiet. I want to know what you think. Strong. So you're the only fucking IFBB judge here, and you're judging the Arnold UK. So, if you didn't know that, Seth, by the way, we all congratulated Paul because he's finally moved up to the big leagues, the big
Thank you.
leagues.
Yeah, thank you.
Fucking A, dude. That's awesome.
So
Congrats.
your thoughts on the pros and cons of Marcelo and Rafa, because I think Iain makes a lot of good points.
For sure, yeah.
I just-
I like, because when you talk about balance and completeness and that, Rafa has the advantage, because his body is built symmetrically,
Yeah.
and it's balanced, and symmetrical, and it's shapely. Marcelo, I think it's gonna, like, we haven't seen Marcelo since last year, so I think let's see how much he's come up. And being as young, as hungry as he is, I got a feeling he has come up quite a bit. So I think it's gonna that's going to be with the telling story there. I think how big that gap is. Like, is Rafa's shape and balance that much better that to overshadow Marcelo's other advantages, which are some freaky body parts and more size?
Hold on, I want to ask you a question. So when you say the gap, what do you think the gap is? Because if we're going to give shape to Rafa, what does Marcelo have to do to beat him? Is it size? Does he have to get better condition? Which
I think condition.
But
I think just be a condition.
I think Rafa's going to win the conditioning battle.
Rafa will be in better condition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think just my thoughts are that condition will be close between them.
You think
I
so?
think Horse will be pretty conditioned. I think that young muscle with all that density, I think it's going to show through.
I mean, his recent updates look like you could be right, but his last showing didn't indicate that.
I think he'll be lean.
And I think what Marcelo, I think what he needs more of is maturity, muscle maturity, rather than conditioning at times. He's got a lot of new muscle on his frame, so sometimes it takes time for that new muscle to to start to show all the detail that you want it to show. So, but I think it's going to come down to the difference in size and that wow factor between them. If Marcelo comes out and he's made enough improvements to his back and conditioning, and his quads are insane, he's a big dude up top too. I mean, I know he could be thicker, but let's see if he's thicker now. If he's brought that up enough to close that gap where he can, give up a couple shots to Rafa as far as his shape goes.
Mike, do you think Rafa has any similarities with Samson, and do you think his size might be enough to carry him over Rafa?
Horse, you mean?
Sorry, Marcelo. Yeah, Horse. Yeah. Does he have enough? Forget the Samson thing. That's just my own. I just see something. I just see because they have like some similarities. But anyways, do you think Marcelo can beat Rafa if he's big enough? Because we kind of all agree that conditioning might not be the thing. So it's going to have to be size.
I think if you look at my picks, that's exactly what's going to happen.
What's that?
And I have Horse in third.
Your picks. Oh, you do have you have James and you have no.
I have Horse in third.
Oh, you do have Horse in third. That's right.
Yeah. Or, I kind of see this show as like little mini battles, like, Samson Hottie, then James Marcelo, and then I think Rafa, John, and Mo are going to be in that group, and then I think you're going to have Antoine, Akeem, AV.
I don't think so. I think Rafa, Marcelo, James is going to be a battle.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
We'll
I do think Ian's right. The shape is flawless.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to reward that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
My thoughts are he's going to look too small next to those guys, but we'll see.
Yeah, I could see that too.
Shape is in, boys. He's going for it. I think he's going to beat both those guys.
Seth, I didn't ask you yet. Do you think Marcelo can beat Rafa, or do you think Rafa can beat James? Like, where do you see Rafa being?
I mean, I think that I agree that it's going to be these mini battles. I think that it'll be very clear when it gets up there. Like Hottie, Samson, obviously, but I think that it's going to depend on if these guys bring their best. Like, that's it. Like, there's a lot of those things. If they are, I think it's going to be Rafa, Horse, and James. I think those three
that battle. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it's going to be. I think that if Rafa continues to look like he does, I think that he will be the guy.
Third.
But I don't know if it's going to be. I don't know if he's going to be. That's why I was like, how big is he? How much? How, like, what does he look like in comparison? Because if he's 250 and he's 5'11", then you got Horse up there who's 5'10", 5'11" at 270.
Yeah.
Like, but we can't necessarily say that, but is it gonna, are those things gonna be exposed? Like,
Well,
who's exposing who on their, like, is it the fact that Rafa's just not gonna be able to be, because you can say that with like Derek's 5'6" and but then just smokes everybody. It's like he looks more complete at that weight.
yeah.
Is the structure going to play a role in this judging? And at the Arnold, they kind of usually do go with this little
Yeah.
more of a pleasing to the
shape.
eye
Yeah,
rather
shape,
than
yeah.
freak.
Yeah. Do you think,
So,
but I wonder, when we talk about Marcelo being 270, I know this for sure. Usually when guys have monster legs,
They're heavy.
their
Yeah.
their stage weight is always going to be heavy. Like
Yeah.
if you look at Antoine for the last like 5 years, he's 270 on stage, but his upper body is always a little bit too shallow
Yeah.
to compete. So I wonder, Marcelo doesn't have the discrepancy that large, but I don't know if like weight will determine it. It's just going to be standing next to them. I just remember, and maybe I can find it, I don't know, but I remember Marcelo standing next to Samson and being like, he fucking compares.
that was at the
Prague show.
Prague, yeah.
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 I have to go
Yeah.
back.
Right.
Well, you guys can talk. I'm gonna go back a bit
Yep.
and see if I can find this.
And where did Marcelo place in that show? You guys remember?
Fourth. He beat Nathan.
Fourth?
Didn't he place third behind Baruz?
No, because it was Samson, Crizzo, Baruz.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, that's a different show. Crizzo wasn't at that show.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember it being Samson, Baruz, Marcelo, Nathan, and then Mo Fuda.
Oh, okay. You could be right.
Yeah, I think Crizzo was at the show after. With
Sure.
Crizzo was at the show with Rubiel.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Let me go back a bit, see if I can
Yeah,
find
I mean,
that.
obviously beating Nathan is the one thing that really like
Yeah, it's a big one.
it's a big
Yeah.
one. And Nathan's a fucking good bodybuilder, you know?
Yeah.
And if you're beating like, and it wasn't like Nathan was like way off or anything that show,
Yeah.
you know? So obviously, whether I agree with that decision or not, from what I saw, the judges clearly are seeing that and liking that look, or something looked better in person than what I saw from the live stream. I can't remember what it looked like now, but you know, and Nathan's been, you know, 7th, 8th at the Olympia, 6th, 7th, 8th, you know, like
Here's one we could look at. Now look, I'm just going to preface this by, I'm sure it's going to be different, and it's just a fucking photo, but I just saw this. Now, I know he's probably a lot bigger now, so this is probably going to be different, but this is the two of them side by side.
yeah.
I think the size of the difference will be too much. That's what I think going into it.
I don't think it will be.
I mean, unless Raphael is much bigger, the only shot I have him winning in is the back shots.
Yeah.
Maybe, and that's if you take away the lower body. Already seen that. We've seen that.
This is a big show. This
Yeah,
Arnold is a very big show for these guys. Like it's like a potential coming out party for taking top 3, top 5 at an Arnold.
Oh,
Like
there we
this
go.
is
There.
The fucking leg. Look at the leg. This is what I'm talking about. This,
Yeah.
but then you got Samson's arm is like 3 inches bigger. His chest
I
is
don't know. His
chest.
arm still looks fucking awesome, but yeah, Samson's is definitely a little better.
Samson's chest is fucking hanging over his stomach.
Yeah.
like I don't know. My thoughts are like with because his waist, like it's shredded. It's a great taper, but it is thicker. But
Yes.
I don't know if that's gonna. How big of a role do you think it'll play if he's doing a side tricep next to Rafa? Do you think that that'll expose the waist, or do you think it'll say like Rafa's just not as dense and big?
No, I don't think it'll play a big role in the side shots, but I think in the front shots where he is, you know, those quads and some of his best assets are coming into play, I think Rafa will look a little nicer. And I think in the back shots, I think Rafa is better, you know?
That's a great front double, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, his rib cage, like his transitions like that aren't great. How his waist looks, that front lat, you know?
I don't
look
love how
at
he
the
does his
difference
front
between
lat.
Nathan's waist and his, you know?
You know what he keeps doing? And I
Half
want
the
to
size.
I want to fucking message him and tell him he keeps rolling his wrists.
Yeah, I know.
And he's
Try to get more
doing
width.
and he's doing it because it's going to give him more width, but it's also not helping him pose.
Yeah. It's throwing his look off.
Because see how Nathan's fingers are for those people watching? When your thumb is like that, you can push your obliques inwards. You don't have as much control of it when you
Yeah,
roll.
he's obviously trying to close the gaps as much as he can, but it doesn't look great.
He's
look-
elongating his abs too much.
So, you know, like
Let's see the side chest.
Side chest is pretty good. More density
He's
in
a
the
little
chest.
flatter through the chest than Nathan.
Yeah.
He's big.
Let's see how this back looks. This is the weakest shot, I think.
Yeah, see, that's not great, you know.
The back lat spread. This rolling of the wrists thing is not helping him.
Yeah.
It gives him a little bit more width, but I think that sacrifice of detail and taper.
And he should be hunching forward a bit here to hide the stomach a bit. There. That's where he needs to stay on that fucking ab and thigh on the side. Yeah, I see what you're saying, Ian. He could use a little bit more upper body mass to to match the lower body. It's going to be interesting.
Whenever you watch that video, it's not doing him the justice that those pictures do.
No.
Like those split-second pictures.
Yeah, because the picture is being captured at the exact perfect point, and that's what Ian's saying is that transition. Paul, you know, the judges are big on those transitions and how well you control your stomach.
They're huge.
Yeah. So, okay. You want to take a look at Antoine?
Yeah, we could show everyone that hasn't seen the Akeem shots.
Yeah.
Do you want to watch some Eddie Abu videos? Anybody up been watching those?
Oh
or
my
what?
god,
love Eddie.
that is a fucking treat to watch.
I hope we get to meet him in England.
I wanted to show these last couple Justin photos because they were actually impressive. This one blew me away a bit. I know it's filtered. I know it's filtered, blah blah blah, but it looks awesome.
He is fucking huge, that's for sure.
He's a big dude.
Look at this
Very
fucking
dense.
this fucking leg is just fucking.
What's it? Look at his tricep there too. Like what the fuck is going on there?
He has pulled it together over the past 4 weeks too.
But
as Justin does.
Yeah. That's what we've been saying all the way through. We're like every time we want to vote him like out, we're like, yeah, but the last week he does something. Okay, and then there's this one of Justin as well. Yeah, I mean it's
dude.
And his best shots are usually his back shots.
And he looks like he's in it too. Like his face is.
He's so wide.
See if he's got any in here. The stories.
Go back to Sergio's story. You think they're talking about us?
Where?
Keep going. Go back. Go back. Go back.
What? That was it.
Oh, where was it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
There was a story that Sergio had put up there.
I didn't see any.
It was in the comments, you know. What were you looking at before where we could see a comment section?
Oh, this.
That pic.
Oh,
It's more fun when they disrespect you. You know who you are. No, we're not disrespecting anybody.
Well, no, like if some of us put them like second last, is that us disrespecting?
Some people might see it that way.
Maybe some people see it that way, but listen.
It's all meant with respect. It's just
I'm gonna say this every fucking time just to drive the point home. I was a second tier bodybuilder, but even if I was a first tier bodybuilder, third tier, it doesn't matter. We've all been where they are, and we all fucking respect every one of these guys. And none of this has to do with respect or liking them or any of that shit. It's just trying to analyze the best we can. And we're fans of the sport. We're just having fun.
Yeah, just talking bodybuilding.
Yeah, we're just talking bodybuilding. We're not trying to. There's no disrespect involved. We all respect the fuck out of these guys.
We know that.
So, anyway, but I just have to say it for people that are like, oh, they said this about this guy. It's not. It's never meant that way. So, anyways.
You know what's cool? We all did really well at shows, and then we all fucking blew it at shows.
Yeah.
Hey, we all know.
I think me and you blew it the worst though. I think Ian probably has the least.
Yeah, I was pretty even keel for most of my career.
Because even when Ian blew it, he was still like 10th at the Olympics.
Yeah,
he was. Yeah,
you never had like any. You never had like any real bad shows, did you?
No, and funny, my worst showings, like one of my all-time worst showings was the Tampa Pro, but I came second to Hunter. Like I still came second.
Yeah.
Or I mean, I wouldn't even say the last Olympia was one of my worst.
But your worst is like, oh, he was too flat.
I'm flat.
Yeah, right.
My worst looked like I was like 6 weeks out.
Yeah, see, I've never been out of shape on
Seth is like me too.
I've been flat as a pancake, but I've never been out of shape in my life. No.
Yeah, no, I remember.
But you guys, whenever you guys were off, was because of injuries. Usually to prevent you from training properly for the last little bit.
No, the last show I did with Arnold, that was because I tore my quad.
Yeah,
like 3 or 4 weeks out.
Yeah, but wait, you looked good at that last Arnold.
No, I looked horrible. That was my absolute worst showing. Even
But
I
your
hit-
conditioning wasn't bad.
No, my conditioning was good, but the way
No,
I
your
looked,
all-time worst was that Toronto Pro where you were like legit out of shape.
no, and I still took third at that show.
Yeah,
But didn't something go wrong in that
you
prep
beat
too?
me. I was sixth at that show. You beat me.
Yeah, I beat you, and I wasn't even in shape.
Didn't something go wrong in that prep though, Fouad, the last little bit?
No,
You
I
were
just
doing the John Meadows like shakes only diet for the last while.
no, that wasn't John. Didn't no, that wasn't John's fault. That was my head wasn't there.
No, I'm saying that you were trying to get in shape so bad at the last bit.
Yeah.
You were drinking like liquid diet only. You know?
Yeah, that was the last 4 weeks. I was like, I got to get in shape, so I was doing like 3 shakes a day,
Yeah.
and it was working. And I remember I posted it online. I was like, "This is what I'm doing," and people were like, "This guy's a fucking liar. He's just trying to
I remember that.
he's trying to get his sponsor."
Who won
promote his
that show?
sponsor.
Nathan?
Man, can I tell you? Let me tell you. At prejudging, they had me in the middle, and I was actually winning the show.
You
And
weren't
then
beating Nathan.
I swear to God, I was beating Nathan and Max.
And
then,
Ben.
and well, I beat Ben anyway at the end, but
Oh, you did?
yeah, I was third. Ben was fourth.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But I started getting fatter and fatter as the show went on, and they slowly slid me out. They're like, "No, you're not gonna win. You're
Like I said, you were third, Ben was fourth, De La Rosa was fifth, and I was sixth.
yeah, yeah." That was a bad showing. Anyways, where were we? Okay, we looked at Mo, we looked at Rafa, Horse,
Akeem.
Justin, Akeem. Let's go to Antoine because I clicked on it.
Antoine looks super fucking impressive, man. I mean, I know we said this last week, but
You know why? You know what though? This one threw
with
me off.
pictures like this,
This one threw me off a bit though,
yeah.
because this one made. I hate saying shit like this.
No, it's ones like this that make him look not very big. You're right.
Yeah, he looked a little thinner in that photo, so I was
Yeah,
like,
but that's
oh.
what we always kind of say. But then he has certain shots where he's posing. He looks fucking
Like,
gnarly, you know?
and same with this. Like the conditioning is like 11 out of 10, but
Yeah.
it doesn't look like his legs, right? So I'm like, is that going to be the story again? Like, is he going to be big enough? Because when
Then
you
like
look at
that shot,
yeah,
like
this
it's fucking mind blowing.
this makes him look like Mr. Olympia. So you're like, what
Yes.
is it the picture or is it the fucking? It's like the Rafa thing, right?
No.
So but then I look at this and I'm like, okay, it maybe still not like his arms don't look very big there.
That's
Like
a nice delts though, that's for sure.
his shoulders
Yeah,
are
his
yeah,
shoulders are
wacky.
crazy right now.
Those are his
But
best.
you know, like Mike said last time, Antoine's one of those bodybuilders. It's almost kind of like Chris Bumstead too, where he comes alive when he poses. When Chris is just standing there, like in a t-shirt or like backstage or in the gym, you're never gonna think he's as good as he is. He hits a pose and you're like, what in the fuck just happened? You know?
Yeah. It's like when you see Keon.
Yeah.
When you first see Keon walk out, like you're like, oh, he looks great, but all of a sudden he poses, you're like, holy fuck, he just grew like.
Yeah.
Well, I also think when you're that shredded too, when you pose, you just look crazy.
Yeah, you just pop better.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I think this could be the show for Anton where if he is able to get full, I think this is where he jumps up multiple places.
Yeah, but Seth, do you think that's a honest question here? Do you think that's a fullness issue, or do you think he's still not carrying enough mass in the upper body?
I mean, I don't know because we've never seen him I don't think we've ever seen him full at a show. Like I don't think he's ever come in where you're just like
California when he won last year.
When he won in California. Like that was
California.
I mean, it was everybody's like, yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
Yeah.
But that's the one time out of the past 5 shows, and every time you're like, dude's peeled. Dude knows how to
and that is a
diet.
good example because he did New York with me like 1 or 2 weeks before that California Pro, and he wasn't even in the top 5 because he was flat as a pancake, and then they fucking just pumped him full of food, and he looked completely different and won California. So, I mean, that right there is just showing it's literally a flatness, fullness. Obviously, he does need more tissue up top.
But hold on.
There's definitely a big variance when he's very full.
But hold on. It doesn't totally tell the story because he didn't
No, of course not.
He didn't beat Olympia level, Arnold level people in California. So what I'm saying is, even if the fullness is bang,
it was like Max Charles and
is what I'm saying. So even if the fullness is bang on, is he still is he in the top 5 now or no?
Top five, I don't think so. Could he be, 6, 7? They're fighting with John and stuff. Yeah.
Which would be a progression for Antoine. It'd be a good jump for Antoine.
Yeah.
Into that top 6.
Do you think? So I think it would be, but do you think Antoine would be happy with that? Because I think he really believes in himself that he could be, which is the way he should be.
Yeah, for sure.
I think he really believes he can be in that top 5, and I think he's training like he's going to be in that top 5.
Yeah. Antoine's been around for a while now. I think he knows where he stands. I think he knows where his where all, where his place is right now.
I
Not
agree.
that quite that top tier yet, but he knows he's pretty close.
Yeah, I'm in no way implying that like he's delusional in any way. What I'm saying is he looks like he's giving his heart and soul, and he also took a year off. So, do you think with that year off to put on size, he's expecting more of himself than what we would have expected last year or the year before?
Well, I mean, we won't know until he goes on stage, really, because these are just pictures we're seeing of him in the gym still.
Yep.
Until we see him on stage, we won't know the extent of his improvements. I mean, Mike knows. Mike sees him every day, but um, we'll see. Antoine's a great guy, though. And I'd love to see him, make a next step this year.
I always respect a guy who fucking just has that level of commitment.
Yeah,
Like the
he
guy
loves bodybuilding.
he seems crazy. Like he seems like
He is crazy for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah,
like crazy in a good way for those people.
yeah. He loves bodybuilding.
This is Akeem. I saw this. I was really impressed. This was 3 weeks out, but then he put these up, and I'm like, it's still
He did well.
impressive. I mean, still got striations in his chest.
Yeah,
His
it looks flat.
Legs look pretty separated. There was a side shot I saw that didn't like the part that scares me about this is like, the little things people who don't follow bodybuilding avidly don't know like the small things like this cut right here between your shoulder and your arm. When you're super peeled, this is deep.
Yeah.
Right. It's like stuff like that. Like there's little like telltale signs.
Yeah, see, because I don't use his quads as an indicator of his conditioning at all, because he's been out of shape on stage with crazy peeled quads.
Right. That's kind of what I'm talking about, right? Like this is expected of Akeem.
100%.
It's like up here is where we're like, okay, where are we going to see some new shit? So I don't know. What do you think, Seth? Do you see anything different
I
in
don't
this?
see this being I mean, Paul, you could tell me better, but I see this as not this is not Akeem's best where he's looked. I love Akeem, he's fucking awesome dude, but I see I mean, I don't see him with some of the caliber of the other guys of where they stand right now. I don't see him doing as well. I don't think this is his best. At his best, dude, he was what? I think he was
Top six.
top 10 at the Olympia.
Six at the
Yeah.
Olympia. Yeah.
Yeah, what,
Yep.
3-4 years ago or something?
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
do you guys sorry, Paul, to interrupt you. I just want to
Okay.
I have a question. So you can see some faint striations in the shoulders here, striations in the chest. Is some of this more of a peaking issue, or is this still fat that has to be worked off?
I mean, and it could be neither. It could just be that the detail is just not there,
Yeah.
It's hard to say, and it's I would need to see what his conditioning looks like in the back side closer to the show to really tell,
The problem
Paul,
with
does it play a role whenever you guys are judging that somebody is not at what they're expected or have been in the past?
For sure. Yeah. Definitely. If you're starting to see someone on the downward side of their career, not looking as good as they did last time on stage, for sure, it's going to work against somebody.
but does it affect their placing? Like, aren't you judging what's
Depends
on
on
stage?
Depends on the lineup.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. Like, let's say Akeem is 75% of his best.
Right.
Do you automatically mark him down, or does it still matter who else is standing with him?
It matters who's standing next to him. But if you're
course.
putting that same guy on the same stage as last year, for example, like the same Arnold stage, everyone else has gotten a bit better or at least the same, and you're the one that's starting to show some deterioration.
Right.
It is what it is. But that being said, you're still going to place where you deserve to place. Hopefully, that's what judging you should still be judged fairly. You should still be placed where you should be placed. You shouldn't lose extra points because you show some,
But in on the flip side of that, we have seen guys, and I don't know, this is still rumor, not necessarily fact, but we have seen guys that I think maybe got a little bit of a push because they were way better than the last time we seen them.
Yeah, and but that may not be something again that's like a conscious decision. Like, hey, this guy looks so much better than last year. Let's move him up 2 or 3 spots.
Right.
It's still where he lands in the in the comparisons. But it's but judges are human beings. It's going to have a big impact on someone if they come in like with 20 more pounds than last year.
Well, even if the only thing it gets them is more eyeballs, like if you're looking at him longer, then you're gonna might score him better.
That's true too. Yeah, for sure.
So,
yeah, and you're right though. It's 100% lineup dependent every time.
Yeah. Okay. The one thing I was going to say though about Akeem is he's kind of like James in that his size is very deceiving in photos versus
huge.
on stage.
Yeah.
Like he's going to be one of the bigger guys on stage.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that plays a part either. Like if that, what do you think, Ian? Why are you waving your head? No? Who's bigger than Akeem on stage?
Well, Akeem is.
I mean,
Akeem is
muscularity
tricky because
wise.
it's not like Akeem is like huge when you see him in person. He's got a very high chest shelf, and
Yeah.
he's got like a good taper to his waist, and he's got good legs. So like, yeah, when he hits some poses like his front double, he looks very big. His side chest, where you can see that chest shelf and the side leg, he looks very big. But do I think he's going to be overwhelming anyone in this lineup with size? I don't know.
Really?
No, I think Akeem is big, but I don't think he's like, fucking so big that he's just going to be annihilating guys with his size now.
No, I don't think that, but
Like even in Antoine, I think a good Antoine that's peeled, he can stand next to Akeem all day for sure.
Yeah. I'm trying to find Akeem in a lineup here.
I just don't from the updates that he's giving, I don't think that he's going to be. I don't think he's at his best, and his best is very impressive. But based on I just
See, that doesn't look like the level of conditioning he's in right now.
yeah
no,
I don't
I
think it
it's
is.
kind of why I showed that because I'm like, this is kind of what we're expecting or hoping for anyway.
Yeah. Hey, there's me.
Where?
It's okay. Now there's the Olympia where he did good there. 6th. See, up left. No, sorry. Go back.
Oh, there's you. Up left. Where?
No, there. Down left.
Down left.
Left. Yeah. That picture. Like, look what he looks like there.
Oh, fuck! It's
God
a
damn
video.
it.
Son of a bitch.
God damn it! Fucking cunt.
Oh, your light's weird again.
No, you know what? Someone messaged me. They said if I shine my laptop at the light, it'll reset it. So hang on.
No, it's not what they
Oh
said.
wow, it did.
Oh, it did.
Did it?
Yeah.
I thought they said if you put your finger over the thing and take it away, it'll re-expose.
Oh, over the camera?
Yeah.
Well, whatever
Yeah,
he
try
did
it.
worked.
Try
It
it.
just
Yeah.
worked.
I'll do it again if it happens again.
All
Or
right,
just
let's-
lower your camera back down now. It's like
Fuck.
pointed up here.
Fuck.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's yeah. There you go.
Oh, wait. Okay,
No, you're good.
Okay. I think that's everybody. Let's fucking stop fucking around here.
Yeah. Too much bodybuilding.
Time to get some answers, Seth.
Putting the weight on me. Putting the weight on me.
Okay, I'll go first. Samson, Hottie, James, Marcelo, Rafa, Antoine, De La Rosa, Akeem, no. Shaban, no. Akeem, there. I think I'm good there. I'll think about it as I go.
And you got Justin at the end.
Well,
Yeah, it's so tough.
I think this is its own battle.
Hmm.
Or this is its own battle, and this is its own battle. And this is a battle. That's kind of how I see it. These two, these three, these two, and these three. I think I'm iffy about Shaban because Shaban could be thrown in with De La Rosa and Antoine.
I agree. That's where I'm thrown off.
Yeah, my top 5 I'm set with. It's my next 5, but
Your top 5.
Where's Paul?
Yeah.
Samson, Hottie, James, Marcelo, Rafa. Oh, your top 5 is my top 5, fucker.
yeah, I might swap Samson and Hottie though.
Oh, I'm telling Samson you're a cunt.
No, that's why I'm not gonna do it.
That's the first thing I'm gonna tell him when I see him.
I
I'd be like,
I know. So leave it alone.
Like, you know what?
I'd rather shave my fucking whatever I gotta
I'd
shave.
be like, you know what Paul did? Guess what Paul did?
I know it's the very first thing you'll say don't do.
Mike, what are you doing here? Hottie, Samson, Marcelo, James, De La Rosa,
Move Rafa to James.
Rafa. Ooh.
And I want James 5th.
Yeah.
Who am I missing here?
De La Rosa.
De La Rosa, yeah. I'll leave it like that. And I'll change Shaban and Akeem.
Well, you got Akeem 6, eh?
Who's got a game 6? Ian.
You keeping him there?
Ian's gonna
Oh
lose.
no, I'm changing this around.
Ian's gonna lose.
I'm gonna win. There's no chance. You ready?
Yeah, ready.
Okay. Hottie, Samson, Raphael, James, Marcelo.
Where it gets hard, isn't it?
What happened to your De La Rosa love affair?
Yeah, I think De La Rosa 6. Antoine after that, good. Yep. Then I'm gonna do Shaban, Justin Akeem. Actually, no, I'm gonna go. I don't know if I want to switch Justin and Shaban. Yeah, I'm gonna go Justin, Shaban, Akeem.
Seth,
No, I'm gonna switch that back. Sorry.
what do you what do you Hakeem? Wait, who?
No, Shaban, Justin, Akeem.
Okay.
Okay.
I mean, that's kind of how I was having it right here.
Yeah.
What's that? What are you
At
doing?
that end.
Hottie, Samson,
Adi,
James.
Sampson, James, Rafa, Marcellus. Rafa, James, Rafa, Marcellus. And then where I'm torn is I don't know if I'm going to do De La Rosa or Antoine. I'm going to go Antoine.
That's honestly the one I'm still toying with between those two.
I got written down Antoine, De La Rosa, Shaban, Justin, Akeem. And I'm tossed up between Justin and Shaban, and then De La Rosa and Antoine.
Is this what you got? Antoine, De La Rosa, Shaban, Akeem, Justin?
Yeah, you got Joe. Yeah.
No, just Justin, then Akeem.
Okay. Jay Cutler is going to shave his head. Hottie.
Jay's got to grow a mustache.
Considering he made those bets a long time ago, though, they're actually pretty solid now. Like I've heard,
Yeah, they are.
they've kind of aged well as time has gone on.
Yeah, this could work. No, Antoine's not going to be
Not
last.
Akeem, not Antoine last, no, but
Yeah. And Marcelo's probably going to be fourth. Okay, who do we have left? Everybody's Mike.
Did Mike go?
Yeah, I went.
Go ahead,
Paul?
Mike. Oh, you went?
Paul.
Okay.
Let's see
I'm
who
going
you're
to
Who are you
change.
going to copy this week?
Copy me, Paul.
My old man Fouad. Let's swap Akeem and De La Rosa. And then Mo and Akeem.
Oh, for fuck's sakes.
Yeah. Okay, let me take a look at that now. Okay.
So basically,
Antoine and John, switch them, please.
That's going to be. I'm actually really excited to see that battle.
Yeah.
So
There's a lot of battles here that I'm interested to see.
So who did you copy? Ian?
I didn't copy anybody.
Yeah, you did. De La
No, I
Rosa.
didn't.
De La Rosa. De La Rosa, Antoine, Shaban, Justin, Akeem. De La
And
Rosa,
me, copy
Ian.
me too.
De La
Copy
Rosa-
me too.
Look at you three, fucking Jesus Christ!
Wait a minute.
I went first.
I hope you all lose.
No, our 6 to 10 are similar, but our
Yeah.
1 to 5s are different.
Yeah, well,
Those are the money picks.
no, they're not. They're all equal. They're all the same. It's not
Top
worth
5 should be worth 2 points.
It's not worth more. It's the same.
Don't make up rules.
It's whoever gets the most right. It's not. It doesn't
The
matter.
top
what
5 is really the most important.
Yeah. Say it again. Well, maybe we'll fast.
All right, that's it. So what's the bet here? Seth, you have to shave your head. Ian, you have to shave your beard.
Can I shave it into a Raphael mustache?
Yes,
Oh.
we all have to.
Handlebars,
on.
handlebars.
We all have
Yeah,
to
but
do
the
a.
handlebar's kind of cool, so I don't know if that's much of a punishment. But I'll-
Yeah, you have to go long
No.
one.
Me and Paul have to do mustaches as well, and
Oh, I thought we had to grow our hair out.
no, I think
That might take a minute.
I think
Well,
mustaches.
it's
are-
going to be
No one wants-
hilarious.
no
if
one
Seth-
wants to wait that long.
It's only
No,
going to
I
come
think-
in the sides and back. It ain't going to come up here.
I think
It's
Paul,
going to look great.
I think Paul needs to grow his hair, but Fouad needs to do a mustache.
I'd rather do a mustache and grow my hair.
I don't know
Exactly.
what you're going to
That's
look
what
like
he
with a
needs to do.
mustache, Fouad. I want to see it.
I look
Yeah.
like my dad. I'll take it.
Yeah, you're going to look very Arabic.
Paul, you got to grow your hair.
Mike,
For
you
how
gotta
long?
shave. Mike, you gotta shave your beard.
2
No.
months.
2
Come
months.
on. Okay, you gotta pierce your tongue then.
Oh,
What the fuck? That's so far, so
That's a
far
bit of a
left,
step
man.
above.
Yeah,
Shaving
that's not fair, man.
we're
Well-
pushing it now. We're
well,
pushing
he's
I
not
it.
gonna-
I got my nose pierced.
No, that's too cool. You gotta get your.
It's not cool.
What about the barbell that goes through the bottom part of your nose? You know,
No.
the,
yeah.
like the bowl.
The septum. Yeah. Is
What are you
Yeah.
gonna do then? You gotta watch Million Miles Away.
that septum? Is that what you call that?
I don't
Yeah.
know. I just had septoplasty.
No, it's like something with a P, I think.
What's the septum?
Septum's like your
Up in
way of your
here.
nose. Yeah,
Yeah.
by your sinuses.
Listen, I got it. Mike's gotta watch Million Miles Away. The whole thing. You can't turn it off. He's gotta watch it from start to finish.
Okay.
How to live stream it on Instagram.
And you have to report. You have to report after what happens. So you can't lie.
You can't fall asleep either, Mike.
What is that?
Septum piercing is that? Yeah.
Oh, is it okay? Yeah, you can't fall
Uh,
asleep during the movie.
I'll get a tattoo. Just think of what it is.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Okay, let's get into some questions here for a little bit before we go. Is there anything else we want to talk
I'll
about?
get pearl earrings. How about that?
Oh, that would look
To wear them.
For some
Big
reason,
hoops.
for some
Big,
reason,
huge
that
hoops,
would
Mike.
probably- that would work good with his like.
I know that. I
Yeah.
don't know. You can't do anything cool.
No.
That's not fucking cool.
Yeah, but when you're like big with a crazy beard and tattoos on your head, you can wear like fucking pearl earrings and like get your nose pierced and like it all looks cool, you know.
do whatever. You do whatever.
Look
you
how
want.
bad. Look how bad you're trying to get at watching Million Miles Away. No,
Yeah.
that's got to be the punishment.
I'm gonna watch it tonight just to get it over with.
Put you. It'll put
Imagine-
you to sleep. That's for sure.
Imagine you love it. How do you know, Paul? You never fucking watched it.
This storyline sounds so boring.
Oh, by the way, you know what I think's funny about that? Oh, me and Paul have an experiment we want to do, but we can't tell you what it is. But so we did last week on the podcast, Seth. We talked about overrated food, and Ian said that pizza was overrated, which I took amazing umbrage at because I think he's full of shit.
Is that why the pizza comments were happening? Because whenever I looked at
Yeah.
the
You saw, wait, Fouad, though, you put up that survey because you saw in the comment section there was a lot of people saying that Thai
Right,
food was their
right.
pizza.
Right, because I bet you there's two things. I bet you half the people that said Thai food have probably only had Domino's, Pizza, or some other shit
Yeah.
fast food.
Yeah,
pizza.
but they've
never-
also probably only had Thai Express, so it's like it's the same thing, you know.
Yeah, but that's why they're picking it because Domino's and Pizza, and all that all suck.
Yeah,
So
but
what
so
were
does
the
Thai
other-
Express. So it's like you know.
listen,
It was
listen.
Thai food and pizza. That was the comparison.
If you're putting fucking like a Domino's pepperoni up against like a fucking like a legit pizza parlor, real
Yeah.
pepperoni, like
Right.
fire shit,
There's no
Different
chance.
things.
can't do that. And the same thing if you go like authentic Thai food versus Thai Express, like we're
100%.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
wasn't the comparison. What I'm saying is the people in the comment section that were picking Thai food have probably never had good pizza.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
or
Yeah,
not-
maybe, but in that same sentiment, the people that are picking pizza have maybe never had good Thai food. So you know,
What was the other overrated foods?
Sushi.
wings.
Ribs.
Paul hates ribs.
Ribs.
I don't like ribs and
Fucking
wings,
ribs.
but I hate. I'm at least I'd be more open to ribs than I would be wings.
There's this thing in our house with Hannah, like, you know how, like, whenever you go to, like, what's something that you just would never order off of a menu somewhere you go? And mine's like tuna salad. Like, if I go to Subway, like, there's no way I'm getting a
I've-
tuna salad sub, dude.
I've had
I
tuna
wouldn't get it
salad
from
subs.
Subway.
me too.
I know,
like
but she'll eat that shit, and I'm like, fuck no, dude, I am not
Yeah.
touching.
You're a
And
snob.
meanwhile, she's like, would you eat a McRib from McDonald's? And I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, I'd smash one. I'm not like a big fan of it, but she's like, I would never do so.
So wait a
Really?
minute. You'd eat
They're
a
back right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know that?
Wait. You'd eat a McRib before you ate a tuna sub?
See, that's the call. That's her and ours argument. I'm like, yes, I would eat a McRib before a tuna.
There's
tuna
barbecue sauce
salad.
on it.
I
It's
don't do the tuna
delicious.
salad stuff, like the mayo and all that.
Both good.
Yeah.
I think they both sound awesome.
I don't
salad's
trust the
delicious.
tuna salads at
I'll
Subway.
eat them both in the same meal. I'll have a
Yeah.
Subway tuna sub, and then I'll have a fucking
Bro, you got an iron stomach, don't you?
Okay, wait. This
Yeah,
is
you eat the
why
hot chip.
this is what was funny about the Thai food thing. So in the comment section of the YouTube video, 3/4 of the people are like, Thai food's better than pizza.
But then in your poll, it lost.
So then I do a poll just to see. I'm like, you know what? Let's see how different the Instagram people are than the YouTube people. So I put the poll in my story, and the pizza, I put pizza, Thai food, and McDonald's. Thai food was third of the three.
Yeah.
By a large margin. I'm like, how is that so different? And the only way my conclusion I came to was people are like pack animals, and they're like, let's go with,
mentality.
yeah,
Yep.
they're like herd mentality. Like, oh, he said Thai food, I'm going with Thai food.
Yep.
So they took your side, but not necessarily because they agree with you. You just made a better argument.
That's Fouad's theory.
That's
That's
part
my
of
theory.
debating.
Well, why then in my stories did pizza crush fucking Thai food?
Could you be more honest that way?
Because I don't think they heard the debate.
Oh yeah, not influenced.
So if there's no debate and there's no influence, then you get the
Yeah.
real
See,
answer.
I'm just a good salesman, so I sold them on that Thai
You're a
food.
great salesperson. Yes.
So
That's-
if
Yeah.
maybe if I prefaced that story when you did that, if we both did a pitch for
Yes.
each one,
Yes.
and then we had the poll, I think
Yeah.
I would still be winning. You know?
well, I'm a horrible salesperson.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is the problem.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, Seth,
Yes.
most overrated food. What's a food that you think sucks that everybody else likes, other than tuna salad?
Yeah, but not everybody likes tuna salad. That's definitely not a popular food. You
Oh,
know?
I love
Yeah,
tuna
no,
salad.
I mean, I will say something that I don't go for. They're delicious. I'm kind of with Paul on the ribs, like and like
It's
that.
messy.
I'm listen.
Especially-
I've
especially on-
had some
especially on a
fire
humid day.
ribs.
What are you, an
I'm
old?
just not
What are you, an
gonna
old
go-
lady? It's too messy.
It's just a lot of mess, a lot of work for very little meat.
Can't use
Very
a
little
knife.
work.
Wait a
They're not
minute.
eating.
I'm curious. Why are you getting so messy eating ribs? What's the problem?
You got to eat with your
It's
hands;
two-
they're full of
it's two-
sauce.
It's 2 fingers. I don't understand why you're getting so messy.
Well, I'm
Like,
using
you're
I'm
going,
using
yeah. I'm picturing like what Ian's talking about, like you're going at it.
Yeah,
Not
but then
just
you
like
when you get ribs, they always give you a wet wipe, so then you just fucking wipe up and you're good. You know?
So you don't
Yeah,
eat
go to
any.
Swiss
You don't.
Chalet, you get the finger dip with the lemon
Yeah.
in it.
I do like that. Yeah,
So you don't
Lemon
eat
soup.
any. You don't
Lemon
eat any
soup.
food that's messy.
I do. But
Like
but,
what?
you know,
Name a messy food that you eat.
messy food that I eat. Well, I dip cookies and icing and stuff like that all the time.
That's not a food. That's
Fuck.
you're just a fucking.
When he said messy
Yeah.
food, I thought he was gonna say Oreos.
The Oreos are usually my.
Crumbs on the Oreos, you know. Like,
Okay, so Seth, you're with Paul on the ribs.
Yeah, I mean, I really like chicken wings. I love wings. I don't eat them a whole lot. I'm a big burger
Surprised.
guy. Like I fucking love burgers.
Me too.
Okay, wait a minute.
Um,
Can I ask you what the reason for the ribs is? It because it's messy?
No,
Well,
it's
no.
it's pretty much just because from my standpoint, I'm like, what's going to benefit me the most from what I'm trying to get out of this meal? Like,
Okay.
Barbecue
I-
sauce and fat.
and I'm not from the South. Like, I don't get a whole lot of ribs. Like, they're not something that are like I grew up eating. I'm
Yeah.
more along the lines of like a burger and fries. Like those are that's at the top of my list. I'm
Okay, but have
fucking-
you ever had like Texas ribs?
Yes,
And
they're very good.
okay, see,
They're very
Paul?
good.
You know what
Like,
I
I
would do
don't-
though? I'd probably
I-
take it off the bone first, and then eat it.
But that's only because you're a fairy that way. You're
Like,
scared.
I'm
You're
not-
scared of the bone. You're scared of the bone.
I just want to eat everything on the plate. I don't want it to eat around shit.
Yeah, dude, but I'm a fat guy. Like I love food. I love food. Foodie. Like anything.
Is there food?
Yeah.
Is there food that you don't like? What's food? Like I can't think of very many foods I don't like other than fish.
That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if I'd call it overrated. Like
No,
I
not
don't eat
seafood,
much
Paul.
pizza because it fucks my belly up. I love pizza, but I just don't eat it a lot.
Paul, what's the food you don't like?
Soup.
We went
I
over
don't like
this.
soup.
That's such a
Oh,
big.
He's
That's
got a
such a
real
big.
hang up on it.
That's such a big category.
yeah, how
It
do you
makes me
think I don't
sweat.
like soup? There's like 7,000 types
I
of soup.
know,
that
what the
taste
Oh,
different.
I was on board with you in the fucking ribs, and you went and threw it all down the drain.
He says like a whole
It-
food group.
It makes me sweat, and I oftentimes spill it on my shirt.
What about a cold soup?
I never had a cold soup.
Really?
I've never had a
No,
cold
like
soup
what?
either.
What's a cold soup?
Oh, you can get like tomato, like bisques that are
Oh,
cold.
like a warm soup. Yeah.
No, cold.
Oh, I never had cold tomato. rice.
Chilled soup.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I never had a chilled soup
Never
before.
had that.
I'm obviously just way fancier than you, but yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, you're the rich one in the
We're a
you're the
refined
rich,
palate.
you're the rich one in the group. We already described
Well
established that.
traveled, man.
Okay, so Seth, you don't hate soup, do you?
No, I'm a big fan of soup.
Yeah,
Really?
me
You're a
too.
big fan?
Love soup.
Big fan.
Really?
I'm,
Would you ever
chili,
make soup?
are we gonna? Is chili a soup?
Sure.
No.
I think
Chili's
it's
chili.
chili's more of a
No.
stew. Chili's
Yeah.
more of a stew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stew. I guess
Yeah.
they're two different categories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hannah makes really good wedding soup.
Italian
Fried
wedding?
chicken
Italian
noodle
wedding.
soup.
Italian wedding.
That's the best soup.
Yeah.
It smells like BO, but it's good.
I like me a good like butternut squash soup, you know?
I like a lobster bisque.
Lobster bisque, great.
That's a creamy, isn't it?
I can
Yeah.
even go for like a good fucking clam chowder, you know?
Actually,
I tried eating that once. Like,
bacon potato.
Oh, perfect. I'll eat them all.
That's a thick boy soup right there.
I don't know if I've ever actually had a soup I disliked.
Yeah, because
I'm surprised you guys are such soup lovers.
Minestrone. I hate minestrone.
I fucking I
really?
need hands
I'm
that right now.
not
How
a
about
big
pea?
fan of minestrone.
How about pea soup?
I like
Great.
pea soup.
Oh
Really?
yeah.
I'm surprised you guys are soup lovers like you are.
Why?
Like cream.
I thought
cream
most
broccoli.
meatheads like me wouldn't be much in the soup.
Why?
It's
You're
a
the
lot
only-
of work. You get
You're
nothing
the
out of
only
it.
one. You're the only one I know doesn't like soup. What do you mean
A
you
lot
don't get
of
like? You got a
work.
whole bowl of soup.
A lot of
There's
work.
nothing in it.
You go buy this in a Campbell's can. It's
It's a
you
fucking
know, like
appetite.
French onion soup is like an appetizer, like with
amazing.
No.
Paul,
I'll get
what
a
do you
salad.
mean? What do you mean you don't get a lot out of it? It's a fucking appetizer. You're not supposed to get full off it.
delicious.
I
Salty.
know, so that I'm not going to bother with it. Like
You
so I'll
don't.
just-
So you don't bother with appetizers then.
You're gonna
So
wet
you're
your
not-
whistle, man.
sometimes I'll have a salad that eats some vegetables in my diet, but
You
the soup I don't eat.
You get appetizers every time we go to dinner.
No, I don't.
Yeah,
Fred.
yeah.
Well,
yeah.
if I'm eating dirty, yeah, I'll get like mozzarella sticks
Ooh.
or something.
every
Mm,
time
How
we go
dirty,
to
how
dinner.
dirty we eating? How dirty we eating?
if we're at like pigging out, yeah, I'll get an appetizer. I'll get
So
something
you don't.
sloppy.
So you don't believe in appetizers.
Have you ever seen me eat soup before?
No, I'm asking you if you don't believe in appetizers.
I'm not gonna say I don't believe in them.
I know they exist.
Yeah, I'm
but
just
We
I'm
have
not
to-
acknowledging them.
We have to take the we have to take the autistic test.
Yeah,
I don't
bring
know
it.
why.
Why didn't you
I
get
don't know
it?
why someone thinks that.
Have you seen those those reels going around right now where this one girl has all these glasses on her face and it's like, what flavor of autism did you get?
I've seen that.
And then the guy's like working on a truck or spending all his money on something. I'm like, there needs to be a meathead one, like, because
Yeah,
we're in it.
I don't know where to find an autism test.
Google.
Autism test.
Are we doing this right now?
Pretty long though.
Autism quiz. Do I
Not that I've
have?
taken one.
How quick-
Let me blow my nose first. We're gonna do this. Hang on.
Okay, let's go, Paul. Here we go.
OCD kicking in too.
He's got to blow his nose to like feel good about it, you know?
I like to do things the same way.
Yep.
Don't answer. Only Paul can answer these.
Paul for sure is all. It should be one that says all of the time. Okay, this is going to be funny.
This is an actual.
It's an actual quiz. Yes.
Okay.
So he has a real hatred for soup.
That's
Mike, you do too, don't you?
No, I like soup. I like beef barley. I like chicken noodle.
Oh,
That's a good beef barley's a good one. Is beef barley more of a stew though?
No, it's thin. It's got barley in it and like chunks of beef and like vegetables.
This is going to
Yeah, I'd
sound
put
Broth.
this is going to sound like the fattest pig thing ever to do, but when I couldn't get my meals in the off season, if I had to do like ground beef and rice or chicken and rice,
Put soup in them with him.
I would buy the coinciding chunky soup. So if I was eating like chicken and rice, I would buy the chicken of cream corn soup,
Yeah.
and I would dump it on top of my.
I've
rice.
done soup in my rice and chicken meals
Yeah.
in off seasons.
It just makes it so easy to fucking eat.
Oh my god,
Oh,
so
yeah.
much easier to eat.
I
For
take
sure.
that back. I used to eat soup a little bit then. I used
Oh,
to
here
put
we go.
cream of
Oh, the
mushroom.
truth comes out.
I forgot. I used to use cream of mushroom as like a pasta sauce.
Yeah,
sometimes. That
there
was
you
good.
go. There
That
you
was
go.
That's
But
what I
you,
used to- I
but you would
have.
never eat it by itself. You use it more
Never.
like a sauce.
I've never once eaten cream of mushroom soup other than on pasta.
What
you know,
soup-
all the soups. You say you hate soup, and then you're eating cream of fucking mushroom.
But I use it as a sauce.
Like, why not eat something better if you're going to use it as your sauce?
Have you ever
It goes
eaten
good
a
with
bowl of
pasta.
soup? Have you ever eaten a bowl of soup?
Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I have. Yeah.
What soup have
You
you
just
had?
said you haven't.
Oh, no, I don't, but I have.
What soup have you had? I wonder what the last soup you had, if you remember.
Probably chicken noodle when I was sick a little while ago.
Eh. Have you
I
ever
hated
tried?
it.
Have
I
you ever
hated
The
every
tried?
most
bite of it.
traditional soup there is.
I hated every bite of it.
I was like,
But I was
ooh,
sick.
gross.
I was
Ooh,
sick, so I
gross.
had to eat it. Oh,
I
really,
did enjoy
it's really doing something for that sickness, you know.
it.
Okay, Paul. I like to do the things the same way. Never some of the time, most of the time.
I do the same way. Probably most of the time, yeah.
I would rather hang out alone rather than go to a party with friends.
I'd rather party.
So most of the time or some of the time?
Or never.
Or never.
Some of the time.
Well, he said he'd rather go, so I'm asking which one. Okay. I tend to notice
And
small
no, so,
details.
but you were reading it backwards then.
I tend to notice small details that others don't.
Never.
When I'm
Not
reading
a
a
detail.
story, I have a hard time imagining what the characters might look like or figuring out the character's intentions.
The intentions, perhaps, but not what they look like.
So which one?
Some of the time.
Okay. I find myself drawn more strongly to people than to things or solitary activities, including video games.
That's a tough one. I'm gonna say some of the time.
I enjoy social gatherings and or find social situations easy.
Most of the time.
On many occasions, I've been told that what I've said is impolite, even though I think it is polite.
No, it never happens.
I frequently find it hard to keep a conversation going.
Me and Mike are doing this subconsciously, and we're like, we are so goddamn autistic. It's
I
like-
know. I was thinking that too.
I'm literally like exactly what the autistic answer is on every single one of these
I'm
questions.
gonna be the most
Yeah.
normal here.
And Mike's even worse than me.
I frequently find it hard to keep a conversation going.
No, I wouldn't say so.
I find it difficult to imagine what it would be like to be someone else.
Yeah.
I focus more on the whole picture rather than the small details.
Full picture.
I tend to have very strong interests and get upset if I can't pursue them.
What do you mean by strong interest?
Like bodybuilding. I have a
Yeah.
strong interest in bodybuilding. I get upset if I can't pursue it.
Yeah.
When I talk, it isn't always easy for others to get a word in.
No, I don't think so.
Oh,
You guys tell me.
That's me all day right there.
Ian's like, there's no all of the time. When
I also can't see the full picture if my life depended on it, you know?
when someone is talking to me, I find it easy to read between the lines, understand their true feelings or intentions.
I'm gonna say some of the time.
I find it easy to understand what someone is thinking or feeling just by looking at their face.
Yeah, I think I'm good at reading faces. Most of the time.
All right.
But you don't
I often notice small sounds when others don't.
He doesn't know whether it's because he's high or not.
Fuck
was that?
I just ignore it.
I probably 5 times in a day will be like to most, like, you hear that?
Really? I'm not like that.
Numbers, dates, or strings of information fascinate me.
Most of the time.
I can easily recognize patterns in things all the time.
No, never.
New situations make me anxious and nervous.
Some of the time.
I prefer reading books about nonfiction subjects like dinosaurs.
Well, yeah. I don't like nonfiction.
You don't
I don't like fiction. Sorry.
you don't like
most of the time.
I'm a realist.
Okay. I find it hard to figure out people's intentions.
Sometimes, yeah.
Your results. Your total score is 23 out of 40. Results of your autism screening quiz. Scoring in this range means it may be a good idea to monitor your symptoms and keep track of the severity of these behaviors when they are present. Further evaluation is typically recommended when these behaviors begin to interfere with your ability to navigate life, school, relationships. If you're concerned or want me, this doesn't
So
really
I
tell you.
gotta get a counselor now.
23 out of 40 sound. Yeah.
No,
Yeah, I
I'm
guess-
fine.
That's basically what it's telling me.
It's basically saying you should keep an eye on yourself. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're a little
Well,
bit.
good thing
Heading down a slippery slope, my friend.
Well, tell me if you start to notice my behavior is changing.
All right, let's do some questions. Is there anything else to cover before we do questions?
No.
All right. Let's see. Best gift your wife ever gave you. Lee Priest says leaving. Seth, best gift your wife ever gave you.
I mean,
That's hard.
she's pretty good at gift giving. Man. Basic stuff, but this year she got me a thoughtful gift for like all the hunts that I went on. She got me something to like a keepsake for everything that I've been on each one.
Oh, that's
So
nice.
like it was a really thoughtful gift recently that I got that was just perfect for like the office that we're building. So it's like
Yeah.
a fucking awesome thing to put on there of everything that I've been doing, like accomplishments and things like
yeah,
that.
yeah. I
Very
like that.
thoughtful gift.
I like that
That
kind
made
of
me
shit.
think of that when he said the hunting and stuff. Melissa one year, a few years ago, got me a really nice like knife, engraved knife that was really nice,
Yeah.
like a hunting knife. That one's nice. That was a good one. I remember.
You hunt, Ian?
What do you mean, do you hunt? We've talked about it on the podcast like 5
A
times.
billion times.
You've asked him questions about hunting.
Autistic.
How's Coco?
He's good. He's tired. Yeah.
Mike, best gift your wife ever got you? Girlfriend, sorry.
Cat got me she made like my brand logo. She basically she cut up an old tour jacket that I had from when I was working security for another person and cut it up without me knowing and like did this huge whole mural of a W that's like made out of leather and like patches and
Ah,
stitching and shit.
That's fucking cool.
It's down in our living room. It's pretty cool.
Paul, got anything good?
Well, her love.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Our friendship.
Like last
Like
time he
I'm
walks
winning
away.
this right now.
Yeah.
You fucking guy.
Well, my daughters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good gift. Yeah. Okay. What illegal thing would you make legal, Seth?
Speeding.
I do
No
like
speed,
to do that.
no speed limits anywhere. They're unnecessary.
That would be pretty cool. Actually, I didn't even think of that.
Yeah, I mean, like just drive as fast as you're comfortable driving. I'm good. I'll drive fast. I'm good with it.
I
Look,
kind of do. I kind of
You
do
and
that
I
anyway.
you and I drove those cars fucking 300 kilometers an hour. We
I don't
never
know what
got.
you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about.
It was on a closed. It was on a closed course.
I didn't do
Right.
anything. I didn't do anything like that.
You're perfectly safe. you know?
Seth, anything you can think of?
No, I mean, I like the speeding one because you can't go around. I don't know. The things that I don't know. I already do everything that I really actually wanted to do that's semi or is illegal and just said fuck it, and it was just not immoral. Not going around killing people. Can't do that.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
there's little
Like a little
things.
bit of assault. Like if you could get away with some assault, you know,
Yeah, just a
Actually,
little.
yeah,
full killing,
that would be good. Yeah, let's not go killing. Let's
just
just
like
beat the fuck out of somebody with not
like a
no
backhand, and then you
Yeah.
just get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
I can't do anything about it.
If
Yours,
you don't
Fred.
illegal,
What would you pick?
Yeah.
I wish drugs were illegal.
Well,
All drugs.
You could move to Colorado. I mean,
No, all drugs.
BC.
in Colorado, I think all drugs.
What drugs are you trying to do?
Yeah.
Everything. I want to do everything. I want
Crack?
no
Crack.
limitations. No limitations, Mike. I want to try everything.
Wait. Let me ask you a question. Is the drugs being illegal whatsoever would be stopping you from doing them?
Yeah. Yes.
What?
You mean if they were legal, would he still do them?
I wouldn't do them if they're
No.
illegal.
Okay,
Hold on a minute.
move on.
Let's back up here.
Back up.
Like,
If you're just gonna
I've seen with my eyes.
yes,
I think
but like speeding, it's like sometimes I'm not willing to drive 300 kilometers an hour down the road because I am scared of the repercussions. If I wanted to go do heroin, I'm still gonna go do it in my fucking house.
I'll be honest. I'll be completely honest. I wish steroids were 100% legal so that when people were doing them, they could go to a fucking doctor and doctors would actually help them instead of turning them away and shunning them from the fucking earth. Like if it was legal, then you'd be able to go buy your gear. You'd be able to go to your doctor and get your gear. You'd get good help. And I think everybody would be better off.
Yeah, how righteous.
That's
good.
kind of, it's not righteous. It's selfish. I just want to be able to,
Okay, you
I just think, That's the one. You already picked speeding, so I'm trying to pick a different one that would be beneficial.
Good.
If you had to only watch one show for the rest of your life, what would you choose?
We got to keep watching on a rerun.
Yeah,
Sopranos.
Rambo. Does that count as a show because it's a series?
No.
No, it's a franchise.
It's got to be a show.
You going funny or you going like?
We're going TV, like
Yeah, I'm taking this as TV. Is that what
I would go something like light and easy to watch, like fucking Family Guy.
Seinfeld.
I would say Seinfeld.
Yeah, Seinfeld. I can watch
Seinfeld. I
every
didn't
day.
think of that. I was thinking more serious, like Netflix shit, but Seinfeld's a good one.
When you got to pick something that has like fucking 75 seasons, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I could watch a
The
lot of
Office
Family
is
Guy.
good.
The Office is great.
How
I love
old
that
am I
show.
going to sound if I say Cheers?
Cool.
Old.
I like Cheers, man. It was a good
I did
show.
too.
I've never watched a single episode in my life.
You've never
Really?
watched an episode of Cheers?
No,
Oh.
I'm sure I've gone come across it on the TV and like tuned in for 5 minutes, but I've never watched it.
I grew up on
Oh.
that shit, man. My
Me
brothers
too.
used to make me watch it. I was
Thursday
like,
nights.
I was big on growing up, like just in the like 10 to 18. It was Everybody Loves Raymond, and
Oh, I
then,
love that show.
The King of Queens.
Like
Yeah,
that show
I
too.
watched that the same. Yeah.
Yeah.
They don't
Those
do
were
shit.
good.
They don't make shows like that anymore.
There's
No.
no sitcoms anymore.
Mhm.
I don't remember the last sitcom that came out that people were like, "Oh yeah, did you see that sitcom? It's hilarious."
Every show is a first responder show or a Law and Order type show.
Yeah,
But
you're right.
the whole
Yeah.
Chicago thing is a
The
massive.
last one that would have been like reasonably popular, and I don't know if they're still doing it, is by like How I Met Your Mother or something, you know?
Yeah. Or Curb Your Enthusiasm.
What was the one with the
Curb Your
nerds?
Curb Your
What
Enthusiasm.
was the
was
one with
good.
all the nerds? With Sheldon.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What the fuck's that called again?
No idea what
Grassy?
you're talking about.
Oh my god, how are we forgetting that? It's such a popular show.
Stranger Things?
No,
Oh no.
All the
The
nerds.
girl from Blossoms in it.
Awesome.
I have no idea what you
I
guys
don't know
talking
what that
Blossom.
is.
You don't know Blossom? What the
No.
fuck?
Big Bang Theory. Big Bang.
Big
Theory.
Yeah,
Bang
Big Bang.
Theory.
I've never seen an episode of that.
Me either.
It's awful. It's
Really?
awful.
Isn't that with
It's
John
so-
Lithgow?
No. That's Third Rock from the Sun, isn't it? Something like that.
Oh, okay.
And look at you. Killed that one.
Look at me.
What?
Fun. That's a throwback right there. That was
I used to watch that for sure.
on it with John Lithgow.
Wait.
Boy Meets World
Oh,
was a
John
classic.
Lithgow,
Boy
yeah.
Meets World, yeah.
Wait. What food or drinks do you avoid because you think it makes you look gay? Lee Priest
I don't
answers.
avoid any.
Lee Priest was eating a banana.
I mean, I've drank
Flat.
more girly drinks with you guys than ever. You know?
I will say that eating a banana in public as a dude, I will break it off. And
Yeah,
eat it
you think about it.
instead
don't
of
just
like,
stuff it in your mouth.
I just take small nibbles.
You think about it.
You do think about it because I bring one to work every day usually.
This
I'm gonna
is
eat
I,
banana- I'm gonna
wait
eat
a minute.
bananas like
Wait,
that
wait,
in
wait,
the
wait,
booth
wait,
all weekend.
wait. So you're telling me every day when you take your banana to work and you're eating your banana, you think of sucking cock?
No, I don't think it's. I guess I got to do.
Yeah,
I
that's-
think about how I don't want to look like I would ever suck a cock.
what about popsicles? You guys big fans of popsicles?
Not
Not-
really.
I don't
I don't like popsicles
I
No, I
tend to
hate those.
bite them
They suck.
anyways. I tend to bite popsicles anyways rather than.
Ooh, a biter, huh?
That's a topic in the office. It's like, gotta bite it.
Fighter.
I don't avoid anything like that, to be honest with you, because even like fruity drinks, like I'll sometimes even remember we were at Cheesecake Factory, we even told the waitress like, bring us the
The
fruitiest
fruitiest
drink you
drink.
have.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I've drank tons of those kind of
Yeah.
drinks with you.
Yeah, we don't give a shit about that stuff. What's your favorite cereal to eat straight out of the box? I don't know what that means. Like no milk?
Yeah, just like out at your hand in the box and you're eating it dry.
I don't really do
Cinnamon
that.
Toast Crunch.
Yeah, cinnamon toast is probably one of the better ones. Yeah.
I really
Anything,
like
really.
Frosted Flakes. Dry
Honestly,
frosted.
I
Really?
used to really like eating mini wheats, frosted mini wheats out of the
Oh,
box.
good call there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because they
I
get
don't do that.
soggy really quick, and I don't like that. But like when they're hard, they're really good. You know?
You mean the one side's frosted? It's got the sugar on the one side.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, those are better.
Why didn't they frost both sides?
I
What a
know, eh?
fucking
Why-
dick
why-
tease.
I think
Yeah, why
they,
did you do that?
they did make later like heavier frosted ones, but yeah, I don't know why.
If you could change anything about the bodybuilding culture and or fitness culture, what would it be?
The over sciencing shit right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a really good one. I was gonna say, I don't know how you would do it because it's part of our fucking world now, but the reduction of videos in the gym.
Yeah.
It just seems like it's like way overboard. Like everybody's got a fucking tripod and shit.
Yeah, I don't mind people filming in the gym. I think it's excessive tripods is worse than that. Like,
Yeah.
because like at least if you're working with like a camera person, they can kind of like move around people and it's not like shit in the way. Like I've never been in my life bothered by someone that's filming with like a camera person.
No.
But when you're in a gym and there's fucking 600 tripods, you're like, am I stepping in the way of it? And they're, at least the camera guy just like moves around. It's like, it's fine,
But hold on. So I guess that maybe you took it too literally. I don't necessarily mean actually the filming in the gym that's bothering me. I kind of mean like the culture of bodybuilding has lost its.
Oh, sure.
Like, I just want to go train.
It's more about something else now.
Like, I get people messaging me, and I'm sure, Seth, you get this too at Axe and Sledge. I get people messaging me like, I've been building my social media. I want to be sponsored. They look like they've been working out for a week. It's go ahead.
This whole topic is what drives me nuts today. Like, that's why I'm on this fucking old school kick, because I'm like, what happened to people going to the gym and just training?
Training because they love to train.
And you knew it was going to be a couple of years before you'd be ready to show anything.
What happened? It's almost like in the over-sciencing thing. This is a pet peeve of mine right now. I'm going to get on one right now.
All right,
this
hit it.
Fucking over-sciencing of every fucking thing is ruining bodybuilding, because it is taking the art of training out of bodybuilding. Like, what happened to like the art of bodybuilding being the art of like our posing and presentation of the physique, but also training? There is an art to training your physique, and the over-sciencing has ruined the art of bodybuilding. It's gone. Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck happened to just going into the gym and feeling a workout, feeling an exercise, watching your physique progress from how you're doing preacher curls and being like, fuck yeah, dude, this range of motion is killing my biceps right now. Instead of, well, full range of motion at this angle with your body towards this way is going to get the best contraction. It's like, fuck you.
I think
what happened to just going in and feeling your body and being like, whoa, dude, I am on one. Like,
I think somewhere along the way, Seth, somebody said feeling's not enough.
Yeah.
I remember I've actually had an athlete that's well established say that to me. Like, if I was like, why do you have a notebook? And they're like, well, because that's how I measure my progress. And I'm like, but you can feel, and there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a fucking notebook, that's cool. But if you like you said, the feeling of the pump and the feeling of having fun, the feeling of just getting dirty, like that's part of it.
It's an art form. All of us train differently, but all have incredible physiques. And everybody who has ever competed at the top of the fucking game, it is their art form. It is their whole entire like aura of who they are. Like Ronnie Coleman. You're telling me that Ronnie Coleman does hammer curls perfect? Fuck no. He looks like doesn't know what he's doing when he's doing hammer curls, but got big as fuck. It's like the art of bodybuilding, the art of training is being drained out by people like, you need to do it this way. It's like, no.
When's the last time you saw like,
I've honestly never heard it explained like that. And that's like such a good way of thinking of like how it's like just a expression of your training is so individual. And when you science it, it's making everyone train the same. And it's taking individuality. I've never thought about that. That's such a good way to think about it.
Go ahead, Paul. What were you gonna say?
You don't see like 2 or 3 guys like getting together anymore, like every day and having crazy workouts together anymore either. Everyone's on their own with their tripods. Maybe do a collaboration here and there with some other person who's popular.
But it's interesting. The guys that you do still see do it are the guys that still train like we're talking about. Like, if I see Brett and Martin Fitzwater train together, they still train like that. You see James training with Brett right now. They're still doing that,
Which is awesome to see, because you don't see that so much anymore, I find. Yeah. You don't see those, those relationships being built in the gym anymore.
The saddest part of all of this is the people who have actually built the muscle are the people that haven't built any muscle are looking at going, you're wrong. Like I posted a dumbbell press from like, I don't know, 5 fucking years ago or something like that. And I think Kuba was joking around. He's like, that the science people are going to get mad because there's no evidence of doing it that way. Cause I don't think I was going deep enough. And I was like, my chest is my fucking evidence. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck what the science people say. Like it's just,
not only that, like whenever we would get together, like let's say that like everybody I'm training my way up here and doing my thing. And then it's like, well, you're training your way and doing your thing. Like whenever we would get together, it would be like, oh man, we're both fucking on some shit. We're
Yeah.
both in the thick of it. It's like, let's do it together and see who's going to, how can I learn from you and take some of the things from you, your art, and add it into mine and mine into yours,
Yeah.
and see how we can collaborate or do something or try something new. Like, because the art of it is like, whenever you're doing leg extensions, okay, you're just doing leg extensions. Well, if you point your toes, it's going to feel different than if you curl your toes back. You're going to feel different, and it's not just a leg extension is not just a leg extension.
Yeah.
The art of it, and just like a tricep press down. You could put tricep press downs in your fucking workout and say 4x10. Well, how are you doing it? How far are you leaning into it? Like, are you elbows out or elbows in? Like, there's so many different little details. And it's like, well, whenever I like to do it, I get this little bit of a hunch in my back and I don't use as much weight and I focus on this. Like, we know that because it's.
Yeah, no, there's so much
But I think-
nuance to these things there's so much individuality behind them, you know.
But I think,
Yeah.
but I think we were, like I said earlier in the podcast, we all respected each other. You're talking about people that aren't on our level, but can't use their physique to express their knowledge. So they're like, well, the textbook said you're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
So it's like, so that's their out, right? So if me and you
Well,
get together,
that's-
if me and you get together, I respect what you're doing. I'm like, okay, this guy's built a crazy physique. He's got to know something.
Yeah.
So
Let's
I'm-
hear some stuff.
Yeah, let's compete in the gym. I'll pick some of your shit up. You pick some of mine, but we'll also compete. We're gonna see who can bury the other person,
Yeah.
right? So it's like it's fun, but when you are talking to some of the younger kids that are very science based, they don't want to fucking hear it because they're like, the textbook said you're wrong. You're fucking old school. Your shit's outdated.
Yeah, see, to me, like when I would say like something that wasn't improving as much as I want, say my chest, you know, I didn't go to like Google and find what research was the best. I would like watch other guys and be like, or
Right.
train with other guys and see who has a good chest. And sometimes I'd try it and I'd be like, no, I'm not feeling this good, even though his
Right.
chest is better than mine. And
Right.
sometimes I'd try something different, be like, I like this. Sometimes it would be slowing something down. Sometimes it would be doing a different exercise. Like, you know, you learn these things and, you know, change your art form as you kind of progress through this, you know?
You know what? This is a perfect example of this. So somebody sent me this clip from TikTok. This kid that probably looks like he weighs 180 pounds or something. I don't fucking know. He's a science guy. And he took a clip from a video I was doing with Sam and Ben about leg training. And I said in the video, my best leg gains came from a year. And I've said this to Paul before. There was a year where I didn't do any leg extensions. We'd come in the gym. I would do leg press. We would fucking squat. Then we would hack squat. And then we might finish with like walking lunges. I just stayed away. I'm like, I'm going to do the heavy compound shit. That's going to be my bread and butter every week. And my legs exploded. Like it was literally the biggest my leg. Now, whether it was because my eating was perfect that year or whatever, maybe it was in my prime, I don't fucking know. But that's what I did for legs. So this kid pulls the clip and he's like, my textbook says that leg extensions are the most demanding for the quad and activate the most fibers. And I'm like, so now you're telling me, you with 22-inch fucking quads are telling me that the leg extension is better than the hack squat, is better than a squat, better than a leg press, because your fucking textbook told you so.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's pretty evident and obvious to all of us that if you were to comprise your entire workout of 10 sets of squats or 10 sets of extensions, where you're, and not say your legs as a whole, just your quads, what's going to look better in 6 months? And it's going to be the squats.
It's very simple. Let's take two guys that weigh 100 pounds and have one guy do leg extensions only and have one guy do everything else and see what happens.
Yeah, I'm big in the camp of all exercises are a tool in a tool belt. Utilize them in a way that makes sense and when they're appropriate. So I don't think like things are better or worse. I think they all have a place and can be used.
Sure.
But like to say that because, you know, the amount of, you know, stretch and tension and, you know, knee flexion you're doing from a quad extension makes it the best is not, it's not enough, you know, it's not enough.
Well, because
it's not that black and white, you know?
Well, because if I talk to like when I had Brad Schoenfeld on the podcast, he said there's like 3 parts to building muscle and mechanical tension is one of them.
A big
So
one.
I'm sorry. There's no possible way. Well, it's just my opinion. I can't say this in absolute science. There's no way I think that you're going to put as much mechanical tension on a quad doing a leg extension as you would doing a hack squat.
No.
But secondly, this isn't just about quads. You're not going to build your fucking hamstrings, your adductors, your fucking glutes. You're like, your leg is not going to fully develop just doing leg extensions. You need to do the compound shit to fully develop the leg.
That is the art of training. Like you
Yes.
said, all the tools on a tool belt. If you
Right.
go to do a job, you're not
Different
taking
paintbrushes,
one
you know?
tool. Yeah.
Right,
You're
right,
not
right.
taking one tool. And that's the thing. It's like leg extensions. I will do leg extensions to warm up.
Right.
I will do them to kind of put some blood in there, get a pump. I am not doing leg extensions to get fucking big quads
No.
because, like we just said, 10 sets of squats or 10 sets of leg extensions. It's like, hey, you know what? I think that every single fucking person on leg day, if all they had to do was leg extensions, would have massive quads.
Right.
So it's kind of like that's how we know. We know that they don't because that's the beauty of the art of it all is that like whenever we go do side laterals, like my God, you go and do side raises, it's like there is a million ways to do it. And it's like, oh, this guy's got some big delts. I'm going to analyze how he does it and be like, man, that's really working. Maybe I could try it. Or
Yeah.
that's the
yeah.
fun part. That's
Yeah.
that's what is pissing me off because that it's leaving bodybuilding and it's deterring people from experiencing the gym and kind of finding themselves in there about trying new things or just figuring out what works best there for their body.
Training ends up becoming like this thing of stress for people because they're worrying about like, am I doing this as perfectly as possible? And they're hyper analyzing their workouts of like, you know, is there a better exercise I could be doing? Should I be doing this? Like, oh, I didn't quite feel like, you know, it's a hyper analytic thing that then takes like the joy out of it, you know?
Well,
Yeah.
you've said this in many different degrees, Seth. You're kind of one of your biggest things that I've taken from a lot of your videos is you like to do your own experimentation, whether that's with diet, training, drugs. You are your own guinea pig, which
Yeah.
which I think is lost on a lot of people. They just want the fucking answer. What's
And
the
like,
answer? Tell me. Yeah.
and like Ian said, he's like, they overanalyze and they get nervous. Well, I shouldn't do it this way. That it's not the best. And it's like, slow down. If we know anything, no two physiques look the same. Nobody responds exactly the same from anything. It's like you got to go in and tweak it and have fun and experience it and live. It's supposed to be fun, dude.
Well,
Pretty hip in the gym.
I said this before too.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, Ian. I said this before too. I've said this in like one of my workout videos. And maybe this is stubborn of me, but if somebody said to me, hey, your physique would have been 5% better if you trained with this style, but let's say I hated that fucking style and I had to do it for 20 years, I'd rather be 5% worse and had enjoyed my 20 years of lifting.
Yeah.
I can't like for example, I don't enjoy doing very, very low volume, like high intensity training. I like high volume. I like fast pace. I like if somebody said you have to do Dorian Yates 4 sets per your whole workout and then leave.
Go ahead.
Like I don't want to do that for 20 years, man. I'm not saying it doesn't work. I'm not saying it's not amazing.
And I did that a lot, and I did enjoy it. So it's like, you know,
yeah. Like everybody should do what they. I'm sorry, Mike.
Like I also did where I had a few years where I was enjoying that, and then it got to a point where I wasn't enjoying it, and I started doing more volume near the end of my career.
Right,
you know, with me with training, there's only like a few kind of somewhat hard and fast rules that I operate by, and that's like maintaining somewhat of a control through the eccentric. And change of direction, and generally like with maybe a few asterisks is like always working at a full range of motion. But then after that, it's like it's a playground to like operate it, you know.
You know, one of the things about full range of motion I don't like is what Mike says best, which is full active range of motion.
Yes.
Or fart. Full active range of tension. Fart technique. The fart technique is what I actually agree with more than the full range of motion technique. Mike, I'm sorry, you were going to say something earlier. And I cut you off by accident. What were you going to say?
I don't know.
You forgot. I'm
No,
sorry.
I was going to say that like it's along the lines of what Seth's saying. Like they've taken the kind of sucked the fun out of it and everything. It's just that and I talked about this on Dave's podcast before. It's like everything has been broken down into a nuance now, as opposed to like you're just do the leg press. It's like no, but like. How like am I putting a band on? Am I doing all this stuff? It's like go do lateral raises. Well, am I doing with cuffs around my wrist to like am I gonna be on an incline bench like falling back? Like you know what I mean? It's like just do the fucking workout, man.
Yeah.
And then you can like get to the place where maybe that nuance actually creates some type of change. Right now you're like a fucking tadpole just fucking floating around in there and nothing's happening. And you're focusing on the most minute thing.
Right.
Like I see these kids all day in because I train where I train. I see these people all day, especially these girls, like they obviously are trying to get their legs big.
Yeah.
Because this is the whole thing now. I want wellness. I want a big
Yeah.
legs. This is,
Yeah.
and they're filming every set and they're doing all this stuff, but they're like literally doing like split squats
Yeah. Yeah.
or
yeah,
like cable kickbacks.
Yeah.
It's like not one of you's on the hack squat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not one of you is on the leg press. And if you are, your feet are so high, your ass might as well roll backwards out of the seat.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
you're not focusing on developing your legs. Like you're focusing on whatever it is this dipshit showed you. Then you're writing it down in your logbook and you're coming back in the next day looking like a pile of dog shit still. And you're like, oh, I'm getting better because my numbers are going up. It's like, no, your numbers are going up only because you're looking for something. You're looking for a feeling that you're not getting.
Right.
Because you're not knowing how to do it properly. So you think that feeling you can't find must be at the higher weights.
Right. Right.
Because
right.
you'll fucking feel something at the higher weight. It's like, I'm going to die if I don't move this fucking weight somehow. Right.
Right.
So they chase this feeling that we all talk about. They think that it's literally more just pressure and more effort. And when it's not, it's more like understanding and like feeling and tempo.
Yeah.
And that's what the problem is, right?
Can I ask you guys this? And Mike, you can answer first. Let's say somebody is looking for all these nuances, right? What if I said to you, I don't think there's anything wrong with that, as long as you're cycling them into your workouts. Like, for example, like when me and Paul train shoulders, for example. 1 week we'll do lateral raises with hands straight directly at our sides. The next week we'll do lateral raises, maybe we'll do a Y lateral raise. Maybe like there's always a little bit of variation.
Yeah, but you guys are at a level where those are the things that you can do that you can be like, I can turn my elbow at this degree. I can fucking turn my pinkies down if I wanted. I could try and do. You understand how to feel what it is that you're doing and connect.
Okay.
These kids are new in the gym, or these nerds that we're talking about. They don't understand it because they watch other nerds on YouTube who have millions of followers who talk in a voice like this and talk about their latissimus and they're this and that, and they like light up the body part as it fucking works. Like if you have to light up the body part in a video, you don't know that you're working it.
Yeah.
If I can't see it's working, it's not working.
Yeah.
So if you light up your lat for me and you're just pulling your arm up and down, it's like, these are for your lats and this and that. That's what these kids are watching because that's the people they follow.
So are you saying or implying that if you're new, one of the main things you should be doing is just learning how to feel the muscle? It doesn't matter what nuance it is that you.
I think your goal as a new person or as even someone that's trying to maybe even get better at a certain body part is just go back to like getting that connection, however that connection needs to be. However you need to find it, whether it's you watch this guy's video or like one of our videos or something, and you see like something Fouad said spoke to me and it made me click because I watched him and the first thing he did when he did a leg press, I saw that his ass sunk in the seat and then he pushed.
Yeah.
I noticed that like little tiny thing and all it did was help me. Right. It's like, these people are just like, oh no, like brace your core and fucking squeeze as hard as you can. And it's like, the guys that are giving this advice and that have this like platform, the guys I think you guys are talking about and know who I'm talking about, they look like shit and they're fucking never going to be at the level that that any of us could be or other people higher up. They'll never get there. So they hang their hat on being the smartest guy.
That's kind of what I was saying.
I'm the smartest guy.
Yeah.
You got to come to me because I'm the smartest guy. If I see another fucking top pro train with a guy who's never even fucking qualified or won a pro card, it's mind blowing to me.
Yeah.
Like, wow. Unless he's the fucking he's the messiah of bodybuilding and he understands that there is people like that. I don't doubt it. But like, how the fuck are you listening? You could be like a top 10 Olympian and you're listening to some jackass who never even became a pro.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
Asking for trouble.
I don't know if that's totally the qualifying, like, because you have people that have great history, like Hani is never like he's done like
but that's a proven track record over time where you can see what this guy does. It's not just some guy.
Right.
Like these guys coming up now are just some guy.
Right. I agree with that.
And they're just always going to be some guy because there's always that guy coming up.
Sure.
Well, this year it's this guy, next year it's that guy, then this guy's forgotten, this guy, and it's always a new guy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? There's no such thing as like Asidus and fucking Hannies and fucking all these guys and like Chad Nichols. Like these are veterans and like understanding what's going on because they've been through the trip with everybody, right? Like they've
Right.
seen the best go through it and they know what the best need to do to make it on stage, right? But these guys are like, oh, I took a kinesiology degree, so I know every fucking angle of the body. And it's like, no, you don't.
We set Mike off. Let's cheer Mike up a bit.
Well, it's
Fuck.
I think a lot of the like I was saying about the art form and all that stuff, but we lived in the gym. That's our second home. Like you could leave us there for 3 hours and we're like, all right, I'm gonna fucking like younger days, we'd be like, yeah, I'm training for 3 hours. Why? Because I just love it so much here. I'm gonna try and figure out, you know what? I'm gonna do some biceps with back today, or I'm gonna do biceps on chest day. I should do biceps on chest day. I'm gonna see how it works out. Why? I don't know. It fucking seems like a good idea. Like that we lived in the gym. We lived there.
Yeah.
You cannot take away time in the seat, like ass time in the seat of anything. Like in the gym, we just spent hours every single day for years.
I'm sure we can also probably all in some way or another equate to how much we were enjoying our training and like having fun during our training to where we were in terms of like the progress and improvements we were making by your physique. Like I know for 100% concrete fact, no matter, look, I trained as hard as I possibly could for my entire career. There was no variance in that in any regard. But if I look at like, you know, when I was just doing stuff that just fucking felt good and I enjoyed it and I like looked forward going to the gym and I was just like loving training, I was excited for it. You know, 2018 through 2020, 2021, it was my best years, 100%, you know? And then when there was years before that or after that, when I was like really like not enjoying it, and I was trying to pick things because I felt I kind of, you know, was stagnant. So I'm like trying to overthink things a little bit, you know, to try and make something happen. And then I'm not enjoying it as much because I think I'm overthinking it, or I'm trying to do something that just doesn't like what I don't feel as good. You know, then it's sucking it dry. It's not the same, you know?
I was, it's funny you said that about timing, Seth, because I say to Paul all the time, we'll go in the gym now and train. We'll probably spend 45 minutes talking while we drink our pre-workouts. And then when we actually train, it's like half an hour. I'm like, and I'll look at him and I go, how the fuck did we finish back in half an hour? I'm like, it used to take us an hour and a half, at least.
Built
like
our foundation.
Like we would go, we're just maintaining now. We're just maintaining. No, but like we would go in the gym and it'd be like, literally we'd be, you know, a short workout was an hour and 15 minutes, maybe an hour, but like, I can't imagine training for an hour now because it's different because the time, like we used to train for an hour and a half, right? Let's say you're doing legs, it's an hour and a half. There was complete focus. And then leading up to a set, you had to like, it was almost like you're getting yourself ready. Whereas now it's like, okay, it's time for your set. Go get in. Like do your set. Like, it's
I used to get fucking dry heaves when I was doing leg days. I'd show up to the gym and I'd be dry heaving and not let people know. I was so nervous when I first started.
Me too. That's the other thing about, and I don't want to, I honestly don't ever want to be that podcast that was bitching about the culture, but there's one more thing I want to throw in. A lot of new lifters don't understand that it's always uncomfortable. Like the first sign of like eating too much, like, oh, my stomach's bloated. I need to go on a mini cut.
My digestion must be.
I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. My stomach was sore for 10 fucking years straight while I was putting on my size. Like, what are you talking about? This is how it works.
I literally was like so full that I wanted to die 90% of the year.
I used to tell people the only happy time, because you're either stuffed in the off season
or you're starving
in the diet. So my only happy times were like between 10 and 4 weeks or between post show for the next 4 weeks. The rest of the year, you're either uncomfortable from being fucking stuffed or you're starving because you're fucking getting ready for a show.
I'll never forget Hannah, whenever it was, I think it was late 2018 or like early 2019. I was putting on serious size and I was in that 240 range.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, like cheat meal time, like, or high calorie meal. And I cooked burgers on the grill. I ate three large burgers myself.
Yeah.
With French fries. And then I started eating the kids' shit, like all the leftovers that they had. And she's like, I waited till you were done, but that was the most disgusting thing I have ever seen someone do.
What?
And I was like,
what?
I mean, to put it into perspective too, with how much the eating was, when I was working with Patrick and he would give me like once in the off season, like, yeah, just have a day and just like eat as much or as little as you would want, like whatever feels good. I would eat nothing on those days.
I know. That's how I was.
Zero food. I would eat.
On-
I literally go an entire day. I might like. I mean, funny talking about soup. I remember the last time I did it.
Yeah.
I went an entire day. I had a bowl of soup and a sandwich. And I ate nothing all day.
Dude, on my
'Cause
off days.
I was so like tired, just eating. I
Yeah.
was like, just eat nothing today. You know.
On Thursday, because Thursday was usually a day off. I go Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday off, Friday, Saturday. On the Thursday, I remember my calories would always be the lowest.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I just need a fucking break, man. But there's a thing though, but this is part of the whole science culture. The conversation about digestive health and how is your digestion and are you shitting properly? Are you constipated? Do you have diarrhea? Oh, if you got diarrhea, then maybe you're eating too much. I got diarrhea for fucking 20 years. Like this,
I had it every day, every day of my life. Every day of my life until I
I
returned.
haven't had a solid shit in a decade.
Fucking babies out there nowadays.
stop fucking worrying about your fucking gut health, man. If you're trying to put on mass, two things. Stop worrying about having fucking abs for Instagram and stop worrying about your fucking gut health and just get the fucking food in.
Yeah, see, I'm a little in the middle because I do think there is things you should try and make as good as possible. But
I know I'm
wait,
exaggerating. I know.
But I also think that people need to sometimes be a little looser with these things than they are. Like, look, I'm big on having digestion as good as possible or
Right.
training certain things as good as possible. But I also trained like a fucking mutant and did fucking stupid exercises sometimes. I would go in the gym sometimes and just do deadlifts for an hour and I'd go home.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Like, and I knew deadlifts were doing nothing for my physique. I just
And
fucking loved the deadlift.
And
I
like-
also would eat until I was so uncomfortable. But like, you know, these are things that are part of it, but also like, yeah, we're all trying to do it the best we can too. You know?
Look, obviously I'm exaggerating and trying to.
No, I get it.
Just trying to fuck around. Yes, you should be paying attention and doing the best thing possible for your gut health so you can keep eating for sure.
But understand also that it can be fucking uncomfortable most of the time if you're really pushing the envelope.
Look,
No matter
even
how much you optimize your digestion or
Yeah.
do anything like this, you're gonna be like a fucking wanting to puke a lot of the year, you know?
even the off seasons where I ate like Ian,
Mhm.
my stomach was sore every fucking meal because you're
Me
still
too.
eating a
every
fuckload of
every
food.
meal all day, all the time.
Yeah.
Well, if
Yeah.
you're like 18, 19, 20 years old too, and you're training like an animal every day, you really need to worry about your gut health.
No,
I think, but I don't think, but Paul, I think that's part of the problem. Is I think there's this.
they're starting to even when they don't need to.
Yeah, right.
There's this common like science-y theme that keeps arising in everything, whether it be training or food, and they're warning people to be careful so they don't get a distended gut, for example, which I don't disagree with. But they're also not telling them the flip side of the story, which is, look, you gotta fucking overeat a little bit, or else you're just never gonna get there.
Yeah, and at the stage of the game that you're in, if you're training hard enough, chances are you're not going to get fat. You know, like you're just going to get big.
But this is the problem: is even if you do get a little fat, that's
People don't want that.
look. If we're talking about health, different conversation. Totally.
That's what I was just
Yeah.
gonna say here.
Yeah.
We got to
Yeah.
remember, like these people, like they're health conscious, and you know, we are very, very well informed about the good, the bad. We just choose the crazy.
Right.
We choose the crazy. That's
Right.
where we thrive. That's where we live. That's what made bodybuilding like what it is. That's why it attracted all of us. And now you have these health conscious, sciencey people that are trying to come into this, and they're like, well, you know, that's not too healthy. And I'm like, I'm well fucking aware of it, bud, but I'm not really taking my health into concern. I'm kind of throwing it out the window because I want to live and experience something that is incredible. And they're like, well, that's not right. And I'm like, bitch, I'm not riding a fucking motorcycle 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
This is the crazy that I choose.
Right.
That's the tough thing that we're like, I know that I shouldn't do some of the things I do, but I like it.
But this is
Way to
but
put
this
it.
is the truth about it. Bodybuilding's not healthy. Like there's not what I tell people is like, look, there's a level of health you're gonna have to fucking forego if you want to be the best bodybuilder in the world. How aggressive you are is, or how much you try and mitigate those things with like gut health or binging or like taking too many drugs, like that's up to you. But there's gonna come a point where the guy next to you is crazier, and that might be the difference of him winning and you not winning. So there's no way around that. So these guys that are like, well, my blood pressure and this and my health and yes, you need to pay attention to all those things, but somebody else isn't. So if you really want to be the best bodybuilder on earth,
But the reality is,
Yeah.
when you see your blood pressure a tiny bit high and you get off cycle, there's 100 guys that are like, man, I'm doing a little more cardio and keep going, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not implying
We're not
that you should-
advocating it,
we're
but
not
we're saying
advocating that
it's
you should
reality.
be. We're just saying that
This is
don't-
the
don't-
reality.
You know what I'm saying is all I'm saying is don't fool yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you want to be a bodybuilder, this comes with the territory.
Yeah.
That's all. You're taking a risk. That's it. And if you
Man.
want to do it, if you want to do it right, then you want to stay healthy. You're not really taking the risk. You're trying to like dipping your toe in the water.
No.
If you want to be the top 10 at the Olympia, you're putting your whole fucking body in the water. You're going all in.
Yeah, and
And
I guess then what I was saying before about the, when we were talking about the digestion, I guess the way I lived my bodybuilding life was take as much risk as I felt necessary to be the best bodybuilder, but then
Right.
also take as much precautionary measures at the same time.
Right.
So,
Right.
like, look, I know I'm not going to completely combat these things. I know to be where I want to be in bodybuilding, there's a high level of danger that I'm going to put myself in. And
Right.
I've accepted that,
Right.
until I wasn't. And then I retired.
Right.
I accepted that reality, but then I also did a lot of things in terms of maintaining my health. So like I tried to ease my mind and do as much as I could, but I also didn't just forego the reality,
But that's a perfect example though. You're 33 or 34 years old. You are thinking about having children and you're 7th at the Olympia. You're like, okay, well, if I want to go to 2nd or 1st or 3rd,
I
What is
might have to do something that I just don't want to do anymore.
right. And so you measured the risk just like everybody. And
It was
everybody
a large
measured.
part of my decision to retire. Yeah.
Right. So anyway, I don't really know how this is coming across. I'm not trying to imply that everybody should be unhealthy. I'm just implying everybody should make their own choices, knowing what the risks are.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You got on one there for a minute. I think I started that.
I think
so-
that was your fault. You fucking started ranting, and I'm like, I want to rant too. And then Mike got mad, and then fucking. Okay, let's do a couple more, then we'll go because we're at the 2-hour mark. But I want to get a few more questions in. Paul is stuck under a car. He's trying to pick up his joint that fell and rolled away, and the only way to help him get out is by oiling him up. Would you help him or would you leave him there?
Get ready, Paul. I'm coming, buddy.
I know you will,
Save
Mike.
your ass.
I know you
Save
will.
I thought that was leading somewhere way better, but it didn't. Would you rather be forced to eat a chocolate sundae while watching Two Girls, One Cup, or eat an undercooked blue waffle while staring at a picture of a blue waffle? What's a blue waffle?
Oh, that's gross.
Look it up, dude.
I'd rather do the Sunday.
Seth,
Blue
what's a
waffle.
blue
What's a
waffle?
blue waffle?
Google it, bro.
Google it.
Urban Dictionary.
Google it.
Maybe don't share the screen until after you've Googled
Yes.
How bad could a blueberry?
Is it like a rotten vag?
Vaginitis is really common irritation of the vulva or vagina and can cause you to feel itching, burning, strange, smelly discharge.
Go to images.
it. Go to images.
I don't know if I want to see this.
Images. Throw it up there. That's the thumbnail.
Ah,
What the fuck? Just put the blue waffles up. That's funnier.
Yeah.
yeah, do that. Put that as the fucking thumbnail, just a blue waffle.
I don't see anything.
I don't want to do it.
Look
Don't
at
go
that.
lower. Don't go lower.
I'm going real slow, Mike. I'm going real
Don't go
slow.
anymore.
Look at this one.
It's the Eye of Sauron from fucking Lord of the
Go to videos.
No, bro. Did you get anything?
Oh my god!
Come on, put it out there.
No,
Just
fuck.
flash it for a second, Fred.
No,
Flash it.
you
Take a
fucking.
screenshot.
Oh, you guys got to get the same impact. I
Google it
got.
on
Yeah.
your own time.
Go
Yeah.
it on your. That's disgusting. Holy
What did you
shit.
type in?
Blue waffle vagina.
Blue waffle vagina. It's like the 4th picture in. It's like, oh my
Gotta check
god.
this now.
Let's see. We'll all look here.
I would rather eat a chocolate sundae while watching Two Girls,
Oh my
One Cup.
god! Not even the 4th picture. All of them, right off the hop.
God.
Everyone's fucking searching it now.
I got the same
Okay.
page you just brought up, Fred. I can't find this.
Did
What
you
do you
type in vagina after?
Yeah.
Is
Blue
your
waffle
safe
vagina.
search-
You got nothing.
Safety's on.
Well, I got
Turn
the
your
same.
safe search off. Turn your safe search off.
How do you do that?
Where's that at? I have it on moderate.
I almost want to just flash my screen. You guys would be. You couldn't even believe. What
Oh,
my-
wait a minute.
Oh,
Oh, God. I don't want to see that.
Oh,
No, Jesus Christ.
what the fuck happened?
Uh,
I don't know how it even ends up looking like that. Like, how does
Yeah.
that-
Is it prolapsed? Is that what it's done?
I think it's like growing shit on the outside.
Oh my god. It looks like
Ugh. It looks like it's like a scab or something. That's fucking disgusting.
Uh,
Have you
if you're-
guys ever seen genital warts?
Whoa.
have we ever seen genital warts?
Yeah, like in a picture.
Yeah, why?
It's fucking disgusting too.
Not like that shit. Fuck that.
It's bad, Fouad. It
Not
can
like
spread.
that. Not like that.
It's
Uh,
bad, Fouad.
It looks like cauliflower.
if your high school classmates were to guess
Ugh.
what you would have done for a career, or if you would have amounted to anything, what would they say?
What do you mean? Like now?
In-
Like
in-
I'm sure
in-
everyone I went to high school with knows what I do.
No, you idiot. In high school, if your
Oh.
classmates were like to say,
Your
what,
senior year, what are you gonna go
what
on
are you
to
going to
do?
end up doing? What would they have guessed?
Like most likely to.
Probably something exactly like this. Yeah.
I was relatively like quiet in high school. I think I don't know if anybody would have thought anything special.
I thought they would have thought I would have done something like be a personal trainer, be a bodybuilder, be a fucking power lifter, like something like that. Yeah.
I wasn't lifting weights in
Small when
high
I
school.
graduated high school, but I was still always the same kind of person.
I was troubled.
You were you were troubled.
I used to get a lot of trouble in high school.
What does
Let's
that
get
mean?
into that.
I used to get a lot of fights and cause a lot of shit.
I told people don't fuck with Paul. You don't know when he turns that. It's like you're like John Wick.
It was 40 years ago. Fouad, I'm nothing now.
You're like John Wick, Paul. Once they turn the switch, the old Paul comes back.
There's no switch no more.
No,
It's just
not.
this is all you get now. But I went through this period of my life where I was a bit of a punk.
Actually, Paul.
Oh.
Actually, Paul did tell me that. Paul told me that he was a angry,
I was.
fighting person, and then just this is the craziest part of the story. He just decided one day he didn't want to be angry anymore, and then he wasn't.
I don't like being angry.
And I'm like, how the fuck do people? Nobody knows how to do that. Just wake up one day and you're like, you know
Aren't
what?
you fucking angry,
Well,
man? Get
it
angry,
wasn't-
man.
It wasn't overnight. It was a
Well,
progression.
It's so bottled up in there. One day it's gonna come out.
Yeah, probably going to turn to a
Pushing
psycho.
it down.
Yeah, push those feelings
3
down.
years of just repressed anger. You know?
Just don't think about it, Ian. That's what I do.
Seth, what would your high school classmates thought of anything?
Right, right there with my personal trainer, bodybuilder,
Yeah.
something like that. Like I was really into lifting weights, and they knew I was into it
Oh, okay.
also.
Okay,
Yeah.
Mike, anything?
Same thing, probably, or maybe.
Were you guys all
football,
lift?
'cause I
You guys
played
were all
football.
Were you guys all lifting in high school?
I was.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm the only one who wasn't.
You didn't lift at all in high school?
No, I
Oh,
just
shit.
I'm a hyper responder. So once I started after high school, I started lifting. I just
Okay.
You
I
didn't.
just
Oh,
my
You didn't
body
lift?
just took off like this.
Even when you played football, you guys didn't lift as a team.
No, I didn't touch a weight till I was like 20,
Really?
and my body just flourished.
Yeah, yeah, just like that.
You ever think of like that the people that you went to high school with have like come across you later in life and like see what you do now and like what they think of it, you know?
I think behind closed doors they probably laugh.
You think they laugh?
Well, because most normal people think bodybuilding's fucking stupid.
No, but like you own a big supplement company, like I mean
Yeah.
something.
No, maybe not now, but I'm saying like when I wouldn't say laugh. I know some of them are like, hey, what you're doing is pretty cool, but I know just majority of normal in quotes, because nobody's really normal, but majority of normal people think bodybuilding's pretty fucking stupid. So I kind of don't talk to people in high school anymore.
Yeah.
Not that I dislike any of them, but I just
I
don't.
also think a lot of people think that like doing any kind of athletic pursuit as a career is like the dream. So for some
Yeah.
people that are working like a 9 to 5, even if you're a bodybuilder, which they think is weird, I think a lot of them it's like, yo, this is crazy. This guy like competes for a living. You know,
Well,
Mm,
what I
yeah.
found 95% of the time when I was bodybuilding and someone said, what do you do for a living? And I say bodybuilder, they're like, what does that fucking mean?
Yeah, how do you make your money though?
They're like, yeah, but like, what do you get paid to do? I'm like,
Right.
bodybuild. They're like, but
Really
how?
bodybuilder. Yeah.
I'm like, it's like golf. You go and you win prize money and you get sponsorships.
Would you ask an NHL player how they make money? Like, you know,
It's different though, because NHL players have
no,
teams.
because yeah, that you're getting paid, but golf would be right. Yeah.
Golf is
Yeah.
the perfect comparison, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We'll do one or two more and we'll go. Let's see. Why is gear and protocol still like taboo in powerlifting? I don't know.
We're not powerlifters.
Would you ever have a bigger meal the day before legs or the day of if they're weak point?
I like having it the day before.
Used to do that.
I used to like the day before too. Seth, what do you think?
Prefer the day before.
Mike?
I always liked it after.
Paul?
Yeah, I think we used to do that back in the day. If we had like we would have like a cheat day before leg day.
I changed like when I got way older, but like
I've
when I
done it
was
every-
but for the first 12 to 15 years of my bodybuilding career, I always felt like if I cheated on Sunday, Monday's leg workout was awesome.
Yeah.
So I liked having my cheat meal the day before because I felt like it filled in and I had my glycogen stores were full.
And then
for the day after.
as I got older, I started noticing I feel worse after a cheat day. And I was like, it's
So
not
you're
working
like,
anymore. It's
so you're gonna go, yeah,
I guess
you just-
I categorize like a high calorie meal a little bit different than a cheat meal. So I would say if I was gonna do it, like I make sure I have like high calories before I did legs.
So
Like,
when you did, so Seth, if you cheated like the day before a leg day or whatever day you were trying to prioritize, would you have a high calorie meal or like a dirty cheat meal?
high cal. I don't
So you-
consider like a homemade burger and homemade French fries like
No,
cheat
no,
meal. So it's
I
a
don't
high
either.
calorie.
Yeah.
I would do something like that, or like pasta and red meat the day before, like that high cal.
Seth, you know, the more I talk to you, you're a little bit of a conundrum because you're like absolutely insane in a lot of ways, but your diet is very controlled.
Very, very particular with the
Yeah.
food. With the
Yeah,
diet.
yeah. I've noticed that every
Yeah.
time I talk to
He's
you,
very
whenever,
healthy. Yeah.
yeah, whenever you're on the podcast, I notice you're a lunatic, except for with your food.
Well, I'm a fat guy at heart. Like so,
Doesn't
like
seem like it. You're very controlled.
Not like Fouad is.
Yeah, I'm a fat guy at heart.
Well, you're a
Yeah.
fat guy in reality. But
No, not anymore.
Not anymore. You haven't seen him, eh? He's lost all of it.
Paul saw me posing the other day. I was like, he's
Yeah.
like, hey, not bad.
Started to see
I mean,
lats again.
Yeah.
put some shots up. Let's see.
No, my arms are like 16 inches around.
Measure them right now. Can we see what they actually are? Do you have a
No, they're literally, I bet you, honest to God, fuck you, Ian, first of all. Second of all, if I had to guess, literally, I'm going to guess 18.
Paul, do you have bigger arms than Fouad?
No.
Without question, he goes,
No,
"Yeah."
no, I don't. I'm just joking. No. Fouad's still bigger and stronger than me.
No, I'm not
I've
strong.
closed the gap though.
Listen, ever since I've lost 25 pounds, I've been on this fucking carnivore keto thing. We're pretty much lifting the exact same weights now. But anyway, I'm not fat anymore. So fuck you, Ian. Now,
Really?
Seth, what were you going to say about being a fat kid?
Oh no, I'm controlled with my foods. Like I have a problem with like I will eat a sleeve of peanut butter and jelly rice cakes. That's where I fall. That's where it all
Like to
happens.
Fouad, that's a healthy meal. On a
That's
normal-
like what I
Yeah.
eat, like if I'm dieting.
That's
I
meal
know,
too.
but that's how I stay. That's how the thickness kind of stays. The
That's
thickness
not
stays
Seth.
from-
You just, I'm like, you're a foodie and you're like, I eat rice cakes. I thought you were going to say like, I eat a large pizza when I get out of
I
control.
love those things. I just don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. You're very, this is what I mean is you have the palate. You're Italian.
Yeah,
You're real Italian though, right? Not like Paul.
50% Italian. Yeah, 50%.
Oh, yeah.
50%. Oh, okay.
Oh, you're
Your
only
dad.
50. You're only
Yeah,
50.
only
it's not.
50.
Oh, then you guys are both our fake
We're
Italian.
opposite.
Oh,
Yeah.
This nose
Together, you're an
takes up to half
Italian.
the
You're a whole
fucking screen,
Italian.
so it's there.
Well,
Together-
Seth has an Italian last name at least.
What did you say about the nose, Seth?
Well, this is the Italian. Like this is how you know. Like all the Feroces, man. I mean, it's a big wop nose. So
I
I'm
just
in-
noticed you guys have the same nose. That's hilarious.
Mine's an anomaly though. No one else in my family has a big nose.
Oh shit.
Oh, you know what they say
I don't know
about
where I
guys with
got it.
big noses, though?
Big
Yeah.
hands, big feet, big nose. Who
Small penis.
they say? It's not what they say.
It's not part of the rhyme.
That's not what they say. No.
That's not the way I heard it.
And I'm sorry if this is like wildly insulting to Paul. Do you kind of notice that Paul's nose almost looks like, you know how Mr. Potato Head's nose is like stuck on his face?
Yeah, I know. When I got glasses on, especially,
Hey,
No,
Paul.
it just
Hey,
looks
Paul,
like it.
this
just
isn't
looks
it-
it looks like
not
it's
even
part of my.
yours.
It looks like it's
You know?
part of my glasses, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty.
Yeah,
That's
I've
what
noticed that
it is.
myself. Yeah,
Paul,
Because it's a little lighter than the rest of your skin too.
yeah.
It's one shade lighter than the rest of your face, and then you have the glasses, so it looks
Yeah.
like you would like pull off your glasses and the nose
Which-
would come with it.
I don't think it actually is a different color than the rest of my face. I think it's just the lighting in this room when we're when I'm on my laptop. But no, I noticed that. But look at myself, and be like, man, it looks like I got a fake nose and glasses on.
It looks like a fake nose.
Yeah, it does. I know.
Yeah.
Paul, I swear I'm not trying to insult you, but your nose is humongous. What the
I
fuck,
know.
Ian? What is
You
it?
know-
Whoa,
I'm making up.
whoa.
I'm okay with that, Fouad.
You totally
Hey,
just
I
like you're
wasn't-
like I don't mean to insult you, but
Yeah,
No,
I don't see that as an
I wasn't
insult.
talking about the size specifically of nose. I was just talking about how it looks with the glasses and the
Yeah.
shape. It looks like it's a fake nose, you know?
It does.
All right.
I know. I'm aware of that. I'm not insulted by that.
okay.
Yeah.
Last
remember
one.
remember the Humpty dance?
Oh, come on.
Cool Mo D.
No, it's the Humpty dance. Digital Underground.
Oh.
You remember that song?
Yeah, not Cool Mo D. That's what you
What
talking
did
about?
Kumo D? What was his big song?
I don't
I
know.
like big butts.
No.
No, it's Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Oh yeah, Sir Mix-a-Lot. Yeah.
Oh
This was
God.
the long song.
Black
Song,
dro-
song. I remember that song.
black backdrop or curtain at the Detroit Pro. Yes. Before we go, I just want to thank Seth publicly
Yes, thank you, Seth.
for sponsoring the Accent Sled. Just stepped up to sponsor the Detroit Pro. Look, I think we're doing something cool. I think it's cool that Seth is a former bodybuilder himself, so he knows what we're trying to do, and we're trying to put together a good show that's in a theater with good lighting, and whether we pull it off, I don't fucking know, but we're at least trying to. So anyway, I wanted to publicly thank Seth for sponsoring the show or being one of our awesome sponsors at the show. Anyway,
I'm excited. I appreciate it. It's cool. It's like we were talking earlier today, and it's like, dude, we used to be the guy, we were sponsored at Muscle Tech together, and now like going to the Arnold Classic, it's like now there's boots. Now we got boots. Now we got all these things, and now it's like, well, in this time of bodybuilding, it's like, well, why don't we try and do as much as we can for the sport? And you do a whole lot with everything that you're doing, and I'm like, well, cool. We sponsor we're the title sponsor of the Mr. Pittsburgh. We sponsor all the Pittsburgh shows, nationals, all these things. And I'm like, well, you're doing a show, and you were like, hey, dude, I'm doing the show. Like, what do you think of sponsoring? It's like, absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's do some cool shit together. Let's see what we can do to make sure that these people that are competing, like you have Good Vito, Martin Fitzwater, all these other guys. It's like, dude, you're putting on one hell of a show. Let's see what we can do to make it better. And I'm grateful to be a part of it.
I mean, look, it's become a pretty awesome lineup. I'm probably gonna miss some people, but we have Moshe Bond, John De La Rosa, Good Vito, Justin Rodriguez, William Martin. The list goes on. I know I'm missing somebody, so I apologize. But then we also have awesome
Cutler.
Yeah, Cutler. Chris Bumstead's making his open
Phil Heath.
debut.
Sebum's doing his open debut. Yeah.
Sebum's doing his open debut. Seth might come back and do the 212, even though we don't have 212. No, but listen, honestly, more importantly, our guests too, the little expo meet and greet that we're putting together, it's not so little anymore. I have Ian, Mike, Paul, and me are going to be there. Seth is going to be there. Sam is going to be there. Samson's going to be there. So we're going to have a lot of like.
Sebum's going to be there. Make sure you get lined up,
Sebum is going to be the usher.
Ticket sales.
He's going to be at the front door taking tickets. Your fucking brother-in-law is going to hate my guts for even like.
Hottie's going to be there too. We'll make sure Hottie's there as well. Yeah. We're actually having a seminar with Hottie, Chris, and Hani. So make sure to buy your ticket for that.
It's going to be in Persian too. Chris learned how to speak
Chris
Persian.
speaks it fluently.
Yeah. No. Anyway, it's going to be an awesome show. So we look forward to everybody coming out. It's going to be great. Seth,
really cool.
You want to lead us off with a prayer since Paul hates doing it?
Not that I hate it, I just get anxiety about it.
You're probably.
Oh man.
Do you want to do the honors? Or do you want Paul to do it?
I guess, Seth.
I'll take a swing at something small.
Right.
Oh, what happened? Ian left. He doesn't want to hear the prayer. Wait, just
Quit.
wait a minute. See if he comes back. There's so much I'm going to have to cut out of this podcast.
No way.
Well, there's been a whole bunch of
I know.
fucking pauses. There he is. Okay. What happened? I thought you didn't want to hear the prayer. Where'd you go?
Yeah.
It's not there yet.
Rude.
I don't know what just happened.
That was pretty rude of you logging out before Seth's
It was
prayer.
weird.
You missed it now.
It looked like it died and the screen went black and then it just came back up and I wasn't on the thing anymore. I'm like, what the fuck? So I just went on my phone.
All right.
You missed the prayer now, Ian.
Let's hear it, Seth. You're up.
All right. Everyone bow your heads and
Wait, I got to set my phone up somehow. Let me.
okay.
There we go. Okay.
Lord, we thank you for this opportunity for us all to get together again on this week before the Arnold Classic, where so many of us will be getting together to put on a display for all of our fans and everybody that comes together to meet us. This opportunity that we have together is something that none of us take lightly. It is something that we get to be ourselves and live the life that we all dreamed of. And we are grateful for every single one of you watching to be able to live the life that we do. Please continue to be good people yourselves. Set an example for everyone in your life. and continue to support the things that you believe in. It is awesome to be a part of something in the industry that we all love, and we will never take it for granted. We'll continue to work as hard as we can at everything that we do in life and lead by example, be the people that we dream of being, and make sure that you keep us in good health and continue to look over us and make sure that we are able to continue to do the things that we do. In your name, amen.
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 Amen. Amen to that.
See, Paul, how that shit's done.
It flows so easy for Seth.
That shit almost got me teary-eyed, for fuck's
I
sake.
know. Jeez. I got up my game.
Or, you know, like
What'd you say, Ian?
that makes me a person, you know?
Yeah, like, are you going to be a pastor in your next fucking life or what?
No, dude, look at what we get to do. It's so wonderful.
I
Like,
know,
this
but
is
that
so
shit,
cool.
that shit just like is natural for you. Just kind of like pops
Yeah,
off.
I don't know. Just speak from the heart.
Very
Like,
well spoken,
genuinely,
Seth.
like everything that we do is really cool. Like, even though we get on one and we get excited, but everything that we do is really cool. Like, look at what these people watch and everything that we do. It's so fun. Like, fuck it. We're just supposed to have fun and be ourselves. And, you know, as long as you're a decent human being and just yourself, no one can really blame you or hate you or anything. We're going to say something that might be out of pocket or that, but this is awesome. This is incredible.
All right. Well, fucking from your
Well
words.
said.
Fucking
All right,
amen,
boys.
bud.
We'll see
All
you
right,
guys.
guys.
See
All
you
right,
guys in a
guys.
couple
See you
days.
guys all in a couple days.
Yeah, we'll see you guys
Okay.
soon.
Bye, guys.
See you guys. Good night.
Bye. What's up, Paul?
Hi, Fred. I was kind of looking to see if anybody else logged on.
We tricked him. Where's this me and you now?
Seth there hung out for a little while.
Yeah, I think Seth was like, "Are we leaving?"
He's
We're
on.
leaving?
He's gonna log back on. Watch.
What's going on?
Nothing. I just getting everything done for tomorrow. Still, just got a couple last minute packing things to do.
You're leaving at like 8:30 tomorrow, eh?
Yeah, you gonna pick me up at 8:30?
Oh, yeah, it's early. I don't know what we're gonna do all day tomorrow. I guess I'm just gonna get in and relax, have some lunch.
What time can you get to the booth by? What
Well,
time
I
can you
think
get inside?
we can get to the booth whenever. I just don't know what's gonna be set up tomorrow.
Because you got to wait for them to bring all the stuff for the booth. Is that what it is?
Well, like we have stuff we want to do with our products, but
Yeah.
we have to wait for them to actually build the booth before we can like set our products up.
Oh, you don't have a timeline on that?
No, they usually do it by Thursday morning, the booth should be built. But even if it's like half built by tomorrow evening, I can get in there and start setting up product and like
Yeah.
making things look the way I want them to look.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well-
But I don't know.
Well, we got a couple stops to make in the morning, so.
Hey, you know weed's legal in Ohio now?
No, I didn't know that. Last time we were there was only
Look
for
at-
medical.
Listen, look it up. Look it up just to make sure I'm not fucking ill-informed. But I heard weed was legal in Ohio now.
Really? Well, I was
Yeah,
gonna.
as of the summer, somebody said.
Really, eh?
Yeah. So I would check into it and make sure.
I'll check, but I love stopping in Monroe there anyway.
Yeah.
It's like Weed City there.
It's our usual spot. Yeah.
Yeah, it's on the way.
Okay.
I checked.
Do you know what time they open?
Yeah, 9.
We got to get all the weed smokers got to get in there fucking early.
Yep. Wake
All
and
right.
bake. Yeah, yeah.
Um,
But I'm gonna wait till after everything's done though. I'm not gonna smoke anything tomorrow.
All right. I'm going to go because it's 10:30 and I still
Yeah.
got to pack and like I want to get some sleep before we get on the road tomorrow.
Yeah. Okay.
Um,
I'll see you in the morning. Want me to call you around 8, and then get around 8:15.
yeah.
Make sure.
Let's talk around 8 just so we know everything's on track.
I'll call you at 8, and then I'll probably call you again around 8:15 just to make sure that nothing's changed.
Okay. Call me. I'll call you at 8:25 when I'm on my way.
Oh, or you could just text that and say on my way.
No, I'll call you just to make sure
You wanna call? Okay.
that you get it. Yeah.
Okay, I appreciate that. I might run a couple minutes late.
Bye, Paul.
Bye, Fred.